Tak, my G's, vítám na dnešním streamu. Ahoj Bender. Ahoj Bender, Hudzík, Radkokos, Barte, Melich, Tomen, Markison, Hajdala. Čau brator, čus. Právě jsem dotočil. 2,5 hodiny jsem dělal scénář a půl hodiny jsem to natáčel. Aim Guide 2024. Líkl jsem vám tam normálně placený playlist v hodnotě aktuálně klidně, že 10 000. Zdarma. Pátý bych to chtěl vydat, tak snad to. A ještě půjdu dotočit po streamu, dneska končí stream dříve, oj. Má měl rozhovor, pak se podíváme. Každopádně zdravím všechny youtubísky, klasický, taky CANTZER, Kanalos, Fnatic versus NAVI, dva absolutní giganti už od CSK, evropští. Paráda zápas, Fnatic musí vyhrát, jinak je zle a možná nemají playoff. Takže tak. Nově jste tady i vy z Twitche, uvnitř YouTube Verika, vidíte to? Tam na straně jsou kámoši. Vamos, i s emotkama. Vidíte to chat? Kolik věcí chlap stihne? Když neskrimuje 6 dní v týdnu. Dneska jsi. Jako výpopin, chlapě, výpopin nahoru. Čau Martes, čau Oliver. Tak co tady máme? Astra? Astra místo Viper? A ty nerfy ještě nejsou aktuální, bro. Ne. Derkeru je disaster. Koukejte na to, no má tam zasazený mezi minimapou a lidma, že by to nemělo nic blokovat. Špica. Nejste ticho, koukáme na hru. Risk. But a decent amount of variance that they can try and pull him. For now, it is that slow default. They've still got 4 rifles. It's only the one that was lost from Shao in the previous rounds. There's still a lot of danger for Fnatic in this one. They're playing it very passive indeed. No mid presence other than the slight. Herdin dneska byl absolutní, já to říkám furt, i včera byl. Kámo, Herdin actually nejlepší topaz turnaje. Každým dnem se to bude průvat ještě víc a víc. A tady co? Minuta ničeho. Asi dobrá agrese. Asi dobrá agrese. Tak co, máme Fnatic formu? Uvidíme. Jdu se najít na co kýdlu. Čau Kominpurs. Jo, já jsem rád, kamo, že hráli na moje na 3 mapy, já jsem potřeboval ještě něco dodělat. Nestíhal jsem. 30% sleva na Pizza Hut a KFC. Jak mám mít zdravě? No nic, to se musím podívat. Čau Nif. Ahoj Pepix. Hodnocení Valorant inventářů, kámo, přemýšlel jsem, že bych udělal hodnotím fanouškům inventář něco na ten styl. Mám to napsaný. Bylo to špatný? Jak prohrál Vitality do koji, jako... To byl tým v háji proti týmu v háji, za mě teda. In round 4, it looks like a very direct approach to the B side. Shock dart take chat do tý. Do kapsy. Alpha Žer. Alpha Žer. Alpha Žer. There was Angel. It was actually the fake out that got tagged initially. But I'm just going to go looking for information, just try and clear everything out on those backlines, even go potentially back. Proto se vozejku, tak kdo umí líp ovládat? Hezký. Když si mají playoff? Ne, děkujem. Děkujeme, Koj. Když Fnatic prohrajou, tak nemají playoff, podle mě, si myslím. Oh, Derke v Primu s Phantomem. I když vyhrajou, tak furt můžou nebejt playoff. GG. Oh, short beakle. Hezky, Leo. NAVI je wonderful jak CSku? Ne. Nemůžeš hrát za 2 hry najednou, bro. Dobrý dík za follow. OK, mini. Ale jak hrajou proti komu? Gentlemanům. Ty už porazili někoho, ale... Proč má někdo buddy z badíka Team Sentinels? Chtějí, aby je pick-upli asi. Je Derke. Derke už ví, že je zle.
The last two have left NAVI in a spot with just pistols. Cosmic Divide for Shao. Zipan has his Hunter's Fury as well.
Je takhle to myslíš, Fokete. NAVI ve Valorantu nejsou špatný, no?
That rifle irretrievable at this point, and it's a wall bang, not even off the back of a reveal. Just having spotted him. A devastating way to lose the only real chance you have to do clean damage on range. They can still be nasty with the sheriffs, but those shots need to be precise. That's a good one to start.
No to jsou šerify, to by neměli prohrát chlapáci. On zabil svýho Leo. Co udělal Leo? Leo jak zabil jako chronikla. Rage quit.
I don't think Xiao's necessarily going to be expecting this, and he won't spot Leo either. It's going to be left all onto the IGL. 1 versus 3 to try and at least do some damage here.
Well, this round would be a heaven sent with 13 seconds as he goes for the second plant. Having been spammed down originally.
Já follow Jerry. Report? Co Žolík dneska? Měl nervy Žolík? Enzo má nervy, podle mě. Oni píší, že mají 30% slevu, ale já ji teda nevidím.
NAVI find themselves behind by a round.
Yeah, you're seeing the way that they're able to be proactive on this defense. Okay, sure, there was a few shenanigans in the mix, but it's again just what Durka is able to do with these aggressive plays on that Yoru. Seems to be having.
Řekla, že Muffin campil, tak jako já bych taky herdu campil.
The thing is though, coming into this round is where the ults start to come online for either side. Zipan and Leo both having the Hunter's Fury. Blade Storm as well for Ardis is always going to be terrifying, and also one of the ults that for once
is super supreme pěstoviny.
Because yeah, you don't have yourself a Viper screen, but every time you get that ult, you're going to get it for a little bit.
Maybe that's the idea behind putting it on Xiao.
To vypadá dobře.
It's almost as good as it's a Viper wall every 2 rounds. If he's having a good game.
Except he's having a great game.
Then I guess you don't really need the ult, right? Just send him out.
Když se na next kapu na hladka, jsem dneska najedu ještě nic.
You kind of killed everyone.
Jako něco málo jenom.
Again, we saw this in the pistol. Waiting for Fnatic's proactivity for the overpeaks to come through.
Jestli teda je to dobrý?
There's no pressure on this setup. And the other thing we haven't mentioned really about NAVI, the thing that hits me the most, some of my favorite plays and favorite
Čau Dereku, čau bejci.
revolved around a KO, and coming in without one,
Ice Tembera.
make things a lot more difficult and running into.
Ahoj Bejku, Štěpán. NAVI jedem. To jste nacinkali na NAVI, to zjáte prdel. Jako nikdy bych nevěděl, že Fnatic budou mít main mapu Breeze. Ahoj Seko. A dávaj dobrý ty Fnaticové. Dávaj dobrý. Čau Poky.
They have a good idea where he is now with the push out of Durka. They've boxed him in as well.
Yeah, this is looking like prime Durka at the moment.
Prime Durka, no to říkám.
Right around the server, there is nothing that anyone on the
Prime per Durka.
He's getting an opener, he's getting out of there, and then goes back for a little bit more just a few seconds later in each different circumstance. And that's the thing, that is the real value of this Yoru, is he's still able to basically reposition similarly to what we saw from his chamber in the past.
Yoru je skvělý na ten můj play na midu, no. Já bych rád Yorua. Co ty Melc, měl jsi někdo tohle chat už? Je to dobrý nebo je to ono? Je to hovno? Hovno. To Petr. Jdem rolky jsou dobrý, ale...
I think a lot of that has just revolved around the space Fnatic are able to take. In the pistol, they took B.
Roky bývají fajn, ne?
Able to connect on it, but that's how a pistol works when your opponent executes the other side. Since then, though, once rifles have got in their hand, there's been next to nothing to challenge them.
Je to hovno, nikdy jsem to neměl. Děkuju.
And since then, it has looked pretty easy for them, I'll be honest. It does definitely help that Durka is just murdering everyone before they can get anywhere near the site.
Vyhrál Viper po nerfu, protože ten nerf ještě nemají.
However, Hardest likely to throw in the Blade Storm, try and do an extra little bit of damage, and we have just seen Angel looking pretty vocal. So maybe something that he believes can get them back in, especially going a little bit more direct. I think with what Durka has been doing with these aggressive plays,
0,7 škodík za follow.
Moving as a squad gives you a lot less likelihood of being caught out.
Who's next? Well, the ult popped. A minute 30 on the clock as Angel looks to move towards the site.
No.
A ton of information to work with and
open.
Danger. Oh, coming out of the ult, just tried facing him. That hasn't worked.
Co dělá Angel? Jako Angel Yoru... Bych byl překvapený, kdyby diffnul Durkaho. Když je o 20 let starší. 0,7, to je jako týpek si dá jméno, vole, že... Ten už si nebude existovat dlouho, no.
I guess the counters, they've also used a couple of their own. Like, to get no kills in a round where you use Dimensional Drift and a Blade Storm is definitely not ideal, even if the ults are traded out on the other side. And if we're being honest, Dirk hasn't really needed them much thus far. He's playing an aggressive game, but a safe one at that. They're still going to go over the fights, looking to try and get himself even more in terms of...
A Fantoma.
He used it this round as another...
Mě nesedí k němu vůbec.
And he's already getting close to halfway to the ult again.
It's got to be so frustrating as well. You hear the
Když patch notes, správně.
And a shock dart lands seconds later. It makes perfect sense.
Cinkačka, ne. Tomasík, nedávej křiník cinkačka, teďka je vypnutá cinkačka. Ether nezavazá. Vykřičník partner. Novorobě, vykřičník partner, Tomasík. Čau, Josh. Inspirováno Petersem. Já potom musím dát kredit Petersovi. Actually, Peters to jako hitnul. Což je cool jak svině. V překladu to znamená chat pokud... Já mám 50, já jsem to nepušoval nikdy, čum. V překladu to znamená, že nebudu dostávat hovno ze sabu. Když to uděláš 3 měsíce za sebou, a pak na rok, se nemusí asi splňovat a máš to v pohodě, takže by to měl každý sub. Plus tam jsou 2 ty úrovně, tam 1 300 bodů, což vole to nehitne skoro nikdo, ale je tam úroveň i 100 bodů. A to jako hitnul Peters. Já jsem na to koukal, ty kokote, já jsem to nikdy jsem to nepromoval. A měl jsem 3 měsíce, 90 bodů a nikdy jsem to nezmínil, vole. 90 bodů jsem měl 3 měsíce za sebou. A když měl 100, tak už mám to lepší smlouvu hotovou, kámo. Do píči. Takže dneska to ještě nebudu promovat, protože jako 2 dny nebude stream, ale jak se vrátím a budou ty Masters, tak bych to chtěl nějak to Shockguard zapromovat a dělat nějaký subakce. Nějaký subík akce. 1v1 o suby. Na starý kolena. Vohlek s novým bundlem. Počkej, co je? Vohlek s novým bundlem jsem viděl To fixnou do zítra třeba, no. Oni by tak musel vypnout ten bundle. Ty jsem ani nedělal video na ten bundle, protože, na ten wallhack, protože taká píčovinka. Leo jede bomby. No, všichni Fnatic jedou bomby teďko. To jde se všema? Fakt? I s chaosem? Leo určitě říká, tyjo, my hrajeme proti dobrým hráčům. Neboj se. Boaster má 0 killů, jo?
Luckily, the updraft saved his life and the utility that came alongside it. Trading out that HP for a little bit of control. It's interesting as well in that replay. I've never seen someone look so upset at getting a 3K in a round. Leo looked genuinely frustrated. There's Durka after the reposition, catching Zipman on the mid swing. And the 5 HP artist about to step into a firing squad on B.
Nejen aby, Pablo. Jenom aby, bro. Kanzi. Trix, Engineeru si uletěl, on vždycky hraje Euro, on je takovej, no, tak se na rostlane. Držel to celý kolo, jenom inspektu a koukal, kámo. A to vidíš, jak je na dálku, já myslím, musí být vedle té zdi. Já to viděl s tím Odinem, to je Painsen s Odinem, že jo. Vidíš přes toho mapu? Ne. To si kokot. Tak to je trapný, jo.
Yeah, that's it. Sugetsu and Angel.
Já mám primordium, mám down.
Quickly dealt with, so is Angel a headshot. In fact, it's all down to Xiao's Sheriff. 5 kills on the board, 3 more to tally up.
Report, to bylo report.
You can see how slow Fnatic are approaching this. They're waiting for the toxins to come back up just to lock him out entirely. Still a Gravwell to work with, and that's going to buy him a bit of time,
ještě času dost.
already. The toxins go down, but every shot needs to land. There's the first.
Kámo, to nikoho nenapadlo, že mohl být na druhé straně. Má ani jedno těch tří nenapadlo, že je mohl být nalevo. Nebo měli špatný informace. To zní nedepend, když to je bug ve hře. Můžou. Však přímo je kolonka, že abuzuješ bugy.
A world-class performance, and then there's the fact that Leo's also 10-2, having an absolute field day. Still waiting to see some sort of response. The
Boaster 1-4, ale
definitely hasn't been too.
Ale defoval hezky. Ceníme.
They are going to have themselves a buy on the ball once more, still having that hunter's fury.
Toč to.
More importantly though, Durka's just gone.
Toč to pivo, toč už to pivo.
This is a bit more of a conventional spot. Chronicle almost serving as a bait. Trying to spot them out on the aggression. Nothing there. Until there is. Xiao. Very late in the round, peeking out, clearing every pixel bit by bit. He suspected the push. He's got himself one for it.
Choking, jak jsi měl den? Šlo to, bro. Chtěl jsem splatit nájem. Co dál dělal?
And the read is perfect from Fnatic. I don't know what they've seen on a
videjka, stream. Dobrý. No. Co teď? Darky Zanzibar pozička, ten nejlepší pozička na té mapě a s mirujeme se tam tu i dostaneš, to je prostě úplně insane. To se strašně plně clearujeme. Boaster umře do boku zas. Úplně jsem to viděl, kámo. Myslíš, že má nervy? Ne, v pohodě.
Been a while, but yeah, they've got a round under their belt on the side of NAVI and with the pistol under their belt too. Look,
Dinko hrál, já jsem viděl Dinko hrál mé od rána Valorant. Teď musí mít level 20 na rankedy, nehotovej.
They come in, dimensional drift and Hunter's Fury to work with and a clear direction off rip. That Yoru ult is going to be
hraje celou noc, jakože nespal ani. Nechpata God.
And you can't really do it with a KO knife when you don't have a KO, so
Ale Magor.
try to do it with the rifles in play. Angel spotting out a lot of info.
Ciao, Elias.
He's got Spike in his hands. I don't know if that's going to play into it, make him a bit more
To
cautious.
jest za Astra
Alpha
Smoke.
drop, traps down, and plant secured.
Yeah, another one for Ardis as well. Seems like they're starting to wake up a little bit. Leo's still here, ducking out with an operator. Probably not the ideal gun for this sort of scenario. And they know exactly
Ty vole, kdyby to nezabil.
he was going to win that, but Xiao's a safe pair
Leo
of hands.
10-3.
A 2 versus 5 opportunity still. With Leo hitting shots like this, you can never really doubt
Čau Jenden.
he's in this level of form, but clearing these players out is not going to be easy. There's not really a reason for them to overpeak. There's Sugetsu still in middle as well. A late lurk, same as the prior round.
Dostaneš ten stream
Make sure
snipe?
there's no escape and no chance
No way.
of them getting any level of a defusal, and while eventually they'll swing in, and it's going to be the easy double kill coming out for NAVI.
Yeah, fantastic use of their ultimates in this round. You could see from before the barriers even went up, they had an idea, and this idea couldn't have worked any better. As soon as they take down Alpha here, that
Zajímavá strata svá ulti na dobé, no.
relied on them finding value on the side of Fnatic, going for flanks, flanking with an operator. It's not the ideal weapon for it. I think he was somewhat lucky the cam wasn't spotting him, but didn't matter. Xiao's still able to connect that shot, and then you're all retaken from the same angle. Not really going to work out. Especially in a round where Navi dumped those ults to get control, they still have all of their utility for those late fights. 7-4. One more round to play for. It was a dominant start from Fnatic. 7-2 up. But Navi might be able to bridge that gap. 7-5 scoreline, not quite as
Zvědavý jako na
devastating as it
tu
could have been.
Astru na defendu, ale
Out of Durka, but
ten
it's
má
not
takový
as much as
stopiček
we saw
Viper, ne?
before with this wall. Although that might change the next time those toxins go up.
My camera is destroyed.
Darker again, looking for a little bit of aggression.
Alex Havlásek, Counter-Strike 2.
Of course, for
Obrázek
NAVI in
nějakou
this
čubinu tam měl.
losing
To je
2-0.
co?
I believe actually qualifies Heretics and puts them up against Gentlemates in the standings. Needing a 2-0 of their own. Definitely keeps things interesting, but I'm sure they won't want to do that. He's actually TP'd in!
Sorry.
I didn't think for a
Mám tam
second he
zjebnou
was
Steam.
going to stick that one. But Alpha's just been destroyed.
Steam incidenty nechceme.
Yeah, the flash was absolutely perfect. Alpha couldn't see a thing. Boaster's dropped as well. This side
Jako
wide open,
7-5, ale
the
nakonec
Viper
není
has
moc
to hold on to
hezký.
control once Alpha falls. And with no Viper screen in play on this B site, there's next to no holding on.
Čau, fan.
Shot from Artis seems to be sealing the fate of Fnatic at a 7-5 scoreline. Durka also going to be dropped, and Leo doesn't stand a chance following that. 7-5.
No, 7-5 jako ještě smrdí.
They've really recovered this half nice.
Někoho si vsadil na Fnatic barák.
Very good resurgence from them. This was looking like they were about to be absolutely blitzed. But I think Ardis starting to step up a little
Absolutely
bit, moves himself up to
blitzed.
the top of the board on his team. And also just some of these set plays. Like it is
Jak
just the
přežil jako.
riskiest of gameplay coming out from Angel. At all opportunities, he is very happy to go down.
Ticho, roste břicho, ne asi. Já mám takový hlad, ty vole, mě se zmrzkává břicho.
It's going to be interesting though, because now they go on to the defensive side, and historically that's where we've always talked about this double duelist being problematic. But normally you have these site anchors. You have people on that Cypher, on that Viper,
Cypher.
to delay, to slow. Now you can do similar things, I would say.
Já
with
vsadil
Xiao
Segru, snad to
being able to
prohraju.
slow
Si
pushes,
kokat.
have a little bit more utility in that respect.
Mafe,
If they've got any plans, any aggressive plans.
viděl jsem.
Fighting into
Neviděl jsem End, ale viděl jsem tak 5 minut z prostředka, když to bylo 12-2 třeba. Normálně ani mi tady nepísaj a běž editovat. Ať zítra ráno se děti probudí ve 12 a už to tam mají. Vymrdal jsem Patagoda.
Fnatic will set their sights on A. Wall goes down. You can see how much easier it is to push into this site for the Fnatic squad.
Ne, dej tam.
He's taking the control towards the site.
Baby seděl jsem Herdiu. Streamers Clash 2024.
Seems to be swinging wide around the side. Looked like he had a chance for a moment, but I guess they pushed him back with the util.
Zipan's lost the battle as well, putting this heavily in the advantage of Fnatic. Although Sugetsu at least
Chlapi,
gets one. I don't
dobrý,
know if
dobrý,
it's
dobrý,
too much
dobrý.
more. Xiao still survived for an
Nice.
unbelievable amount of time, but eventually
4K Alpha Žer.
as he will put his fourth on
Baba
top,
Žer.
Fnatic extend their lead a little further.
Mafia teďko se jde hrát předposlední zápas, viď? A potom se bude ještě poslední. Why?
Alpha feeling activated in this round too. My goodness. Finding 4 kills early on is you probably wish it was anyone else on the team.
Vanzeru, ahoj.
But, well, 2 away from the neural theft, Tom.
Hey, they're winning the rounds. I don't think they're going to care too much.
That's true. Hold fire, Alpha. Let me get it. Yeah, maybe you're not making that call.
Ardis at least is going to have a marshal. We talk about the days of old. This man was the original in terms of that aggressive run it down gameplay.
Pak jsme si hrál lolečko.
On the jet.
Papagor musí být smutný, Papagor musí být smutný.
Play for a little team called Fish 123.
Se na trapu.
See if he can get anything in this round, because the rest don't really have too much.
Dlouhá jak svině.
In the hands of Angel, who was already taking quite a lot of control. He's by the dropout of Tube, but again, it's sort of how much would he even be able to get from this position, especially with
Čau Fredko, nemají smoky, to je problém. Angel ztracený.
Angel though on the reswing is going to get nothing.
It was a little ambitious.
Mě dáš Fredko, v nejnovějším videu to bylo řečené, chat. To byste měli... Ne, v pohodě. Alfa žer, pojď, nice. Zachráněno, zachráněno. Ulti? Jako asi pojď ultina, no, ale... Záda.
Element of surprise catching another kill for Alpha.
3-8 šujišmecu. Takovýho se nepamatuju. A to je hovno skin, ale jak to potom jo.
Pushing all the way down the bottom of mid, but didn't really see anything in the end, and now you can see the players on Fnatic are just not really giving him a fight.
To považuje za high sensku na 800 DPI. 0.35 a vejš. Asi. Čau piškůtek, jo, Pablo, jasně, že jo. Ale ty peče se dealujou jak svině, aby to bylo kompetitivně v pohodě. I tak lidi brečí na to. Až na Masters bude nerfovat ta Viper, no, což jakoby je blbý vlastně ve finále, jo. Myslím si teda, že na Masters to bude už ten patch. Což jakoby ty týmy nestínou naskrmovat ani hovno. To je za kill jako. Clovey, ty vole, to nevím. Dávalo by smysl, aby Clovey už byla na Masters. To bylo. Co tam dělá Mini? Co tam dělá Mini?
Fnatic are 4 rounds ahead. Boaster's got 1 kill. Think that might seal it. Shadow was right.
Mini je zpátky na koučovi, tak to jako to. No teď vyhráli všechno. Jako FR. To ani nevím. To měli získat. To je velká věc. Oni když budou říkat, že to je na asistent koučovi, tak vlastně je na main koučovi, chápeš? Je tam má týpka vedle sebe, ale to je úplně irrelevantní.
From the side of Fnatic, they are waiting for somebody to aggress, someone to make a mistake.
Mám radost toho střetu. Normálně, to je za default. Po 5 letech streamování jsem se tady dal normálně čečík. Mám z toho radost. Aha, to je tak na pyramidu.
Definitely a snake bite there. Canceling out any chance of utility out of Zip and Recon going through. The pressure's on. Doors opening back up. Players on site. Having so many angles to consider, but Fnatic with 30 seconds left on the clock, they've pumped the brakes yet again. And from the perspective of the other squad,
it's gonna be frustrating.
To check if they're still here, if there's any players around, you lose your life. Xiao just had that happen. Although Chronicle taken down, seemed to equalize things a little bit. 12 seconds left. Spike goes in for the play. Zip-Bam, but Artis is still here. No angle to deny, and with 24 HP, very nearly loses his life. Want to see him wait for Sagetsu. He's on his way around to main. That off angle could help.
Boaster pod 10.
Sagetsu had the chance, but Durka ripped his head clean off. And now
Derka je nějaký v primeu.
target finding it with great success. Double digits for Fnatic and double the score line of their opponents.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds
Fane,
where
mám.
had the right read. They had
Ten
four players
Comets
within
Ward
the site, but then just the battles,
má
you could
stejný
see
animation
that
set
he was only
jako
really hardest with
Sovereign,
them,
no.
and he was on 24 HP when he took his first kill.
A podobný
Have a
ložíky.
stack up like that and get barely anything for it. And again, we're seeing Durka just farm.
To má na hlavě.
21 and 10 right
To
now.
má na hlavě tady poslední Mohikan.
Unbelievable showing from the Yoru, and he's got his ultimate online ready for this next round.
Filip Melich na TikToku, zdravíme.
It's not going to be a pretty picture for Navi. The purchase not looking particularly good.
Jako já bych měl být ticha, jo, já taky určitě k Barbarovi, ale držíme basu. No i se Zipanem držím basu. Je to nějaký období je byli účesů. Benji, já, ukaž co Getsua. A já mám Giga follow. Nějaký server na rank up. To je jedno. Hraj všechny. Cihla 179 Giga follow. Díky Cihlo. Kam není vidět nic přes ty emoty. Ty emoty tam zajebou celý ten.
I think they know that like Marcus is watching and they want
Co
to
to
give him the
bulku?
panic attack every single day, you know? He makes them
A je
fun
popolok.
content, so they create content
1-8?
from panic.
Ne, to je 8-1. Umřel jenom jednou ještě. On umřel ještě jenom jednou. A tak chudák tam defuzoval předtím a dostal hlavičku, nikdo ho nepokryl, no. To se nastakuje, bro.
Of having agents like Viper and KO, to me, it's tenfold what we're seeing on the other side. Not to say that Navi's comp, I think, as I said the other day, Vlad made a great point that not every comp works for everyone.
Jestli jsou locked, mělo by tak být.
Kind of scenario. You have to find what works for you. For
I don't
Navi,
think this one works for anyone.
yeah.
Kde se hrajou ty playoff chat?
But hey, if Angels picked it up, there's
Brzo, ne, jak svině.
not a great start with the pistols. Double shut down on elbow. They found the information. It is a B hit. But there's not much they can do to react to that. All pressure on Artis. And, well, he is eliminated before he even gets a chance.
Yeah, he had a 50-50 chance of looking towards the fake out. And
8. až 12.
Zipan now just hoping for anything.
Derka už trolí normálně.
Okay, Leo is a merciful merciful man, because there was no bullets left in that gun. He would have got knifed.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 5 shots or 6? Well, I don't really care. He was getting knifed if it wasn't for that swing. Looky. His reputation is saved. And the Andalusia flawless, though. It's a bit of a statement from Fnatic. There'll be no mistakes on their side up against these pistols.
Od 12. To třeba 10 dní, co nebude žádný zápas, ne?
It's already pretty far gone.
Má se to začít někdy 20. až. 10 dní. Alkane.
A pretty ludicrous amount of credits for to think that they won't close out just a couple of rounds seems unlikely. This is why there was safe
Myslíme
credits. Artis, he's not going to get out of
Zříkal, jak mohl to.
Okay, Durka has been getting probably about 40% of all of
10 dní na rankedu, to ne. To ne, ty pičo. Nechci. Já už nechci hrát chat. Já už se jenom dívat.
Now he's down and out, so equal trades. That seems to put Fnatic a step ahead from what we've seen so far. And it being the attack side, this map now thins out. It's the same size, but the numbers you've got to defend it, not quite there. That's a free
Boaster, ale zapomněl pravítko doma, vole.
Just a swing out on mid, catches a Viper, I guess setting up a lineup, or just holding the angle for his team, but, well, you can see him clearly behind that box.
Look how far Alpha's managed to get. They're wary that he's still in tube because he's been there every single round. He's just managed to...
Ne, zahraju si. Ale něco k tomu najdem dalšího. Tak ty streamerské leče budou, že jo? 2 dny. A potom by mohlo být to videjko. Od EP. No, být zajímavý. Čoman mata.
Is it too little, too late? Probably. 11-6. Massive margin to get back into it.
Massive.
Dash wasn't even online there, wasn't activated.
Tomu fandíš, to mi patří mu. A Fnatic. No však Barte, pak bude 15. něco takovýho, že jo. Do 12. Do 12. mám Valošek. Od 12. do 20. něco nemám nic. A nebo by se mohli hrát Relegations. Asi ne. Nebo... Nevím, kurva. Někdy se hrajou Relegations.
Last round, the biggest threat was
Jo, Elis, neboj se. Za 15 milionů. Mám na to věk, no.
The artist got a kill from last round has already been cleared with the drones, so Fnatic are trying to react to him, and I can understand why with how he's been playing. Alpha, he's straight back there
Cypher.
again. In Tube, he's been a menace. They've been watching for him all the time. This time he heads in with an operator, and immediately after this, Fnatic look to just execute. Move straight through almost immediately. Durka is trying to clear these angles, but he hasn't actually managed to spot anybody within this site.
Furt to je málo potichu.
He's trying to catch someone off guard, and more Angel is going to go down in the end.
Okay. Mezi mapama... Mezi mapama to musím přidat ještě. Andrew za 51, dobrý večer, chlape. Dobrý den. Jak to jde? Běžím si pro jídlo. Na dneska mám těstoviny, Pablo. Bagetu jsem si dal pauzu. Večer, cesta. Jo, letím dolů, děkuji. Letím.
What are you guys waiting around for? Just go straight in again. Just gets that kill like it's nothing.
Swinging like a duelist. Well, he has every right to. 16 and 8. The guy's KD's off the charts. He's feeling it with the opera.
Týpek mi volal z obchoďáku normálně.
Guys, what are you aiming for? He's there. You knew he was there, didn't you? 12 at 6. A blip on the radar, it seems, as NAVI once again are coming in with a weaker purchase. Bladestone will pad the gap at least a little bit. It seems like Ardis wants to try and take this round into his own hands. We saw this with the Marshall a few rounds ago, that when he's given the opportunity to be aggressive, he definitely can cause teams issues, but for the most part, Fnatic have had all of that and more.
A very slow approach from Fnatic. One pick and they can pop that neural theft, find out where their opponents are, make a decision on the fly. Always a problem with someone like a Yoru around. That flash perfect.
Nice.
And the updraft from Ardis connects the kill. If not, it would have been Angel trading it out anyways. Now they reset for the A site control, but Durka's taken some of his own. Decoy on its way out. Good tag and good follow-up. Zipman thought he had a fight on his hands, but the decoy kept him in position long enough for the ult to work out. Only Sagetsu left to make this one work, and the neural theft got the assist at least. 13-6 on map number 1. Breeze was Fnatic's pick, and they played it like it. What a dominant scoreline. And after those 7 straight rounds, it felt like their hands were on the reins. Little bump in the road, but they got there in the end.
Yeah, that was an incredibly clean victory. Luckily for NAVI, Ascent is next. But we'll see if they can turn the tide.
Jak jako konec? Jak jako konec? Jebe ti. To bylo jak rychlý. To bylo 11:06, když jsem odcházel. Kámo. Dobrý tričko. To je větrání.
Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Caballo Grande. Lord Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hejter je z toho tričko. Jsem kamarádský. Dobře vycházím s lidmi. Co? Slušně? Ty budeš tady mě psát něco slušně, ty sračko!
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm gonna walk you through
To je triko pár kterou zažilo.
for the stairs, clear
Kamarád,
this
bylo to
angle.
triko.
You're gonna be able to fight this.
Mám... Já upíč, že to je horký. To zažilo normálně i karatistické a akustické soustředění. Počkej, není to tady napsaný? Není to na zádech? Už to bude smitý, co? Co mám na zádech?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Bude to přečíst? Počkej. To by měl být ročník toho trička. Trička. Počkej. Vteřinku. Je to tam vidět? Vejde 15. Flipnutý to je. Jo. 2015. Teď ťuká někdo jako. Bude na mě ťukat, ne asi. Čeho zahradníkos? Jak to ten domovník čet? Dostane někdy unban nebo je prostě zatknutý, vole? Dík za rudičku, zahradníku krásně voní. To tady hraje. Copyrightovaný, no, GG. Copyrightovaný stream. Doporučujte alerty. Není šance, aby casteři byli hasitější než Muffin, jako. Mimochodem, myslím, že Muffin to furt neví, že tady mám ten alert jeho, ale tak to je jedno, viď. Nemusí vědět všechno. Vteřinku. Co tady vyskočilo do píči, uhní. Omen tam dencí, to je Arisov emote. Počkej. Ano, tohle funguje. Odběr, teda subscriber. 30% subscriber, to je podle mě v pohodě, ne? A tip alert. Dám na 50% teda. A to mluvení tam na 40. To bude řvát tak svině, že? Zkusíme? Ale jak jsem prostě streamer, aby měli ty alerty tady jako mluvit na hlas, když jsem streamer, ne? In my book. In my knihos. Počkej. Too busy. Nekoukal jsem ještě na Tweezyho. Ticho? A roste břicho. Tweezyho si nechám na YouTube možná o tom. Počkej. To budeš dávat na YouTube, co myslíš, jako Fnaticovici? No jako chtěl jsem. Asi jo? Akorát jsem prostě nakonec mapy jsem tady nebyl. Ticho? Zkouška osudu. Zkouška osudu. Hlasitost Muffinovou křeku.
Nás enduje! Nás enduje!
33 dal backdoor z 51 korun českých. Jste zasažené šípem, no dobrý večer, smějící se smajlík.
Za mě dobrý. Za mě dobrý, takové to pro mě mělo být jako. Až budu kračovat, tak to je parádní. Srdce zasažené šípem, kozel. Až někde je kozel, ne? Tier 1 streamer. Nějaká rada, jak jen kapnout z goldu, poda prohrám, že jsou proti mě nějací imos. Musíš dát. I'm laby, bro. 5. vychází video. Kolik říkal? 24? Co jsem dělal ten chlap, co nepostoupil do playoff?
I mean, from what I have seen, it was super rough game for NAVI without Viper. So it's definitely not right choice as I think.
Chyběl jen Viper.
Also,
No,
Angel
Bobby.
does Angel things, you know. Sometimes he will lock in the Yoru. What did you think about that Yoru?
Učí se?
I mean, if you have seen Derky Yoro, it wasn't much better.
Yeah? You think the Dirk is Yoru?
To
was better?
zhejtil,
I'm glad you
to
mentioned
zhejtil
Dirk,
Navi
because
a
I feel like
zhejtil
there's been some Dirker doubters here. I cannot believe
Angela.
we live in a time
Myslím, že
where
nejsou
people doubt
kámoši.
him. Do you think it's a mistake for people to doubt him after seeing Breeze?
Je follow
I mean,
Pavolsko.
maybe some people compare him with a Jet.
Díky Andy.
You know,
Díky,
Yoro is a Jet.
díky.
But he's definitely stepped up for this game.
Of course, you used to play with
Čekal, že Koi porazí Vitality, ne, čekal jsem, že Koi neporazí nikoho, actually, jakože bez strany. Nechápu to.
I mean, I'm happy for his performance right now because this game is actually super important for him and his team.
Pro koho?
Jen
jsou kámoši s Perderkem vlastně, že? On Derk je taky ruský. Taková má finskou vlajku.
I mean, it's not difficult if you have a right preparation before the game with your teammates.
Do you think Fnatic had the right preparation on Breeze?
Yeah, of course. They have played so many times on stage.
I mean, you guys beat them on Breeze, so why do you think that they looked so good there?
Because they fixed some mistakes.
Yeah?
Protože, ano.
They probably learned a
On
lot.
říkal, že řekne, že kvůli tomu, že oni je porazili, hráli dobře. Klasicky.
Who are you supporting, Cloud? Because I see you sitting with the NAVI fans. Are you
Co
cheering
to
on
je?
NAVI here?
Yeah,
6-3, Kalni hráli 7krát spolu, jo.
He's waving at the NAVI boys. He's waving at them. Why are you cheering for NAVI? Dirk is giving you
OK, chat, vypadá to dobře. Vypadá to dobře.
No matter what.
That's a cop out.
Nevím, jestli to vypadá jako na webce dobře, ale vypadá to dobře. Vůbec nevím, co to je, ale. 7krát, 9krát jsem chtěl říct.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Cloud. Thank you for coming.
Červeno zlatý.
Everyone from Giant X is joining us as we are seeing right now.
Ahoj, Lucí. Nechal jsem Domka, jsem tam Domka nechala a jedu domů. Správně, správně. Koukej, Luci. Už tady můžeš mít ovosaury i to. I všechno můžeš mít tady na obrazovce. Povedz.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Angel is the kind of player that will surprise us here and then with this picks. Maybe he thought he could be also a surprise, but yeah, we definitely could tell that the Viper was not present. Now, thinking about the next map, about Ascent, what can you tell me about what
Ascent NAVI.
I think NAVI have a really good chance.
That's a big play,
I mean,
Ascent.
it's one of their strongest maps when you're looking at it overall, but at the same time, we also don't really
Ale
know
řekl
what to
Patagot,
expect
ne, v
from
pohodě.
Fnatic this time around. They have yet to show their hand on Ascent throughout the first split
Nevidíš
right
to?
now.
Úder toho hlavy. Tak doma, když tak.
Stick with the meta composition on Ascent, so I'm curious to see.
Jestli Martin ještě bude hrát, ještě jeden zápas má, ne? Nebo? Not sure? Myslím, že ještě jeden zápas.
As you can see in that lower third in chat to see who are you supporting for this second match. Of course, it's not only the viewers that are enjoying this match, but also some teams looking in the back of it, because if NAVI is to lose this 0-2, both Team Heretics on foot lock in playoffs. So it's, you know, it's a very good moment to be a Fnatic fan, right? But now looking into this second one, do you think that the performance that we saw from Fnatic can be replicated onto the second map?
I think so. When you're looking
Kdo se lokne furt až někdo? Proto to cením, jak říkají ty komentátoři, co se stane, protože se to nemusím mrcasit já.
Another map where we're going to expect him to be very good with those timings here. But I also do think
Heretics by měli playoff.
Everyone also stepping up to the play. To be fair for Boaster, at the very least, everyone else on Fnatic was just getting all the kills. Like, he really didn't have an opportunity.
It was a cope. It was a cope.
Díky, já se těším, četem na ty změny, já se těším na ty změny.
Everything will be alright. Maybe Angel wanted to be on the
other side. Strašně se těším, kámo.
Regarding the roles, right, and especially going back to what we saw on Breeze. Here on Ascent, we
stejně jak se těším na to, kdo bude v playoff, tak se těším na to, koho vymění, ale za koho.
The roles being a little bit more comfortable, maybe for the side of NAVI. What do you make of Angel then going on the Sova and just
Že babča přežila?
I think it looks a lot more comfortable.
Pokud byla agresivní jako včera, tak nejspíš ne, že Sage jí tam utrhne hlavu.
He's going to throw out that Sova utility. The follow-up is really nice when he is going to be helping the entry on towards site there far.
Jestli to mají jistý, to je dobře.
But I do also
To je dobře.
the change from one map to another. It's going to have to be a little bit of that mental reset, a very different approach at that as well.
Ještě Fnatic bych dal do playoff. Proč jste mi neřekli, že to, co jsem si objednal, je pálivý? Otazník? Už tady sedu pečlivé papričky, jakoby.
He's not going to be able to set up in the same way because the utility is much more supportive.
Doufám, že EU něco uvaří, jsme nejslabší region zatím. Jako EU filof jak svině, ale nechápu proč. Co to je, ty hlavo? Řeknu ti. Dneska papáme. Snídaní.
It's pretty scary because I think when you see Fnatic get that opportunity economically to actually get the operator online early for Durka as well, once he starts snowballing in that
Těstoviny Supreme.
it can be very difficult to shut him down.
No Supreme, vole.
With that operator as well. He's not just watching sightlines.
Tam jsou těstoviny penne, omáčka na pol Bonaparte, bešamel, hovězí maso, salám pepperoni, mozzarella, barevná paprika, červenozlatá paprika, červená cibule, žampiony. Minimálně 400 gramů. Co je bešamel? Je to dobrý jak svině, ale pálí to.
I feel like that's a bit tough to say because when you're looking towards, especially if you're looking to
sír v lazaních.
Specifically, you're going to expect maybe a lot more default plays coming out from NAVI just to avoid giving him.
Do píči, kdy už budeš hrát Valorant.
If they lean more.
Klid, už jsem na stage.
Site split, say you're trying to split A through cat and A main.
Díky tvoj tatko.
If Durka's on B, like he's walking up B main with that operator.
No, proč mají lidi na tyto tak jeblý jména? Nebo jeblí. Samozřejmě skvělý. Vandická kundická. Z zahradník. Tvoj tatko ještě pro mléko. CS.
On defense there for Fnatic, if you give Durka an inch
Tečka, vole.
the mile in that kind of regard, and NAVI are going to have to be very cautious of that in how they're looking to handle that map control on the attack.
Yeah, exactly. I think that of course the pressure is on. We're talking about two teams that have been
Mohla by těm něco
in the past.
přichystat k jídlu, no, Luci?
For NAVI to lose here, they would still be pending on what happens with Gentlemen to secure their spot. But for Fnatic, losing here means
TikTok brainrot.
bye-bye. You know, they
jako brainrot termín. Hodně real, hodně real. To je definice jako ti hníje palice zevnitř. Ok, Luci, opatrně domů. Čo, Jaromír? Bešamel je směs maso zrošlehané s moukou. I tak to sežeru. Čau, Vixi. Díky, Tomasík.
Match here for the last one of today because it really is the old guard facing up against each other.
Ten jsou out? Nevím, ale je to dost možný. Byl tam ještě vesmír, na kterým nejsou out.
For NAVI right now, but this is their home ground. Throughout this entire year, they have proven that they can take this Ascent an extra mile. So who do you think has to be the
So out, to je extrém. Ryb sledovanost.
Who has to step up right now?
A one player on NAVI to step up here. I kind of
pestrý kompy, kam úplně nikdy jsem je neviděl, bro.
Going back to his comfort on that Jet, the role that he was initially known for within Valorant. And it's going to be a big head-to-head here between.
A nevím, že lidi nebrečí víc na to. Jako já si všímám, že normální lidi prostě v zahraničí si tolik nestěžují na ten Ascent, vole. Je furt to samý.
It can't be much worse than the last map, at least. From Navi's perspective, that came in, they tried something new. It did not work. But now they're back to comfort, not just in agents, but in terms of maps. This is their pick, and this is where they want to start the comeback, the reverse sweep.
Yeah, this is one as well where Fnatic
Já podrýho, netuším vůbec. V beta passu je Fracture, ale netuším.
Going into a map like Ascent, but it is the home turf of NAVI. They've beaten the Turkish teams. They've beaten pretty much everyone that's placed in front of them when it comes to Ascent. But they need to win this one. Otherwise, again, their life is out of their hands.
Můj favorit na VCT win. Zatím crew. Nebo Leviathan.
Over mid, and they lose Boaster as well. That's a big pick that sends the attackers back in the other
I get
direction. With the rotates already have been coming into B, looks like the A side is wide open for business, and they leave a lurk late in from Artist. Nice shots connected. 3 already before he's put
Vyhraný pistolky.
down. And I'm not too sure about Leo's chances. No shocks left. Damage has been done to a couple of these players as well. This would be a crazy clutch and an ace to start out the map if he's to win it.
If he had a shotgun, I'm giving him like 40% odds.
with that HP, yeah, for sure.
Just because he always seems to land one. Unfortunately, this I'm gonna have to lower it to about 5%. Like it's still Leo. He can still pull off miracles, but you can see where NAVI are playing. They've had silly, goofy map. They've had the one that they lose at the beginning of the day.
Ale ty Leviathan prostě má lepší soupisku třeba.
Always seem to change from this point onwards. The one way even placed up. This is how carefully they're taking this one. And NAVI are gonna get themselves that opening round now. I like the concept. There's something I've always liked sort of doing myself, is talking about a player to highlight when it comes to this map. And I think for NAVI, although I agree Artist is a great shout, I always love watching Zip.
Pablo?
I think this is his map. I think whether he played even Sage in it in the past,
On za to měl nějaký postihy, ale
on an individual basis. And I think it's always nice then to just do the opposite on the other side, which is Chronicle.
tam to je asi trendy, vole.
Those KOs. To see who's actually going to be able to take this one over the line.
Open the iron. I think he caught Xiao with a high five that Xiao wasn't ready for the power behind it. There's his keyboard.
If he just whiffs all of it.
No, it was his keyboard.
Nevím, proč by si spikl Ascent prostě jako vlastní mapu.
So he's going to have bad movement for the rest of the game.
That's it. You see him walk backwards into a wall.
Můžeme koukat chvilku.
We know who's to blame. This round should be an easy enough one. Fnatic just coming in with a couple of pistols, a Sheriff and a Ghost upgraded too. The rest on Classics, already damage done to Alpha. A lot of space denied, they won't be able to fight on range. B site left wide open, and it's a pretty big gamble from the defensive side.
Gamble.
But in a round like that, it will be an A hit, right? Because they've got so many players there. In a round like this, it's where you take those gambles.
Hotovo, no.
They've not chosen correctly. Avoiding all.
Hrabovci vyhráli, proti komu hráli?
Taking down Alpha through the smoke, so this one's going to be a tough retake, to say the least.
Yeah, I always like the way that NAVI play their anti-ecos as well. Like having the 3 rifles just feels safer.
Snappy. Chudák Snappy má 0-2 na začátek.
Doesn't win it, throws the gun away now, and he's going to try and basically just earn himself up an orb or 2. He's probably getting 1.
Co děje tady, to je Echo, to nemůžou prohrát.
They've also left the late lurk of Sugetsu, and well, eventually Boaster will be there to at least clear out 1 player, although again, unfortunately, it's going towards the from the shadows, which may not be the ult they want.
Nebo co to vyhrají celý?
Already able to match his performance on the
to bude close jak svině, kámo, všechno.
It's only uphill from here.
Zatím predikce na playoff moje je Rob, Muffin, Serak, Freeze.
Do IGLs need to frag? Boaster, 1 kill, 13-6. Yeah, fair enough. And question answered right off rip.
That G2 jersey.
Ale třeba se to změní.
Few years too late.
Hledíme Fnatic, to je jasný, ale.
There were Lions back in the old days, you'd be eating good, but well.
Maybe an Artist fan, you know.
Although they used to be back in the 2021.
Takže na to se dá sázet, jako kde na to sázíš, na ty páči?
What from home crowd, people could dial in, put their cams up.
No, to je úlet.
Pretty cool. Those were good days. No, they weren't. Better days now.
1-7 na Freeze. Tento stream není finanční poradenství, ale dalo se znásobit peníz.
Almost looking to brawl into B. Again, this is the value of that
Víte někdo lore ohledně toho, proč Rob benchnul Dýho? Netuším. Já jsem koukal na konec, Dý jako nestreamoval 3 dny, nebo něco takového jsem koukal. Koukal jsem na konec jeho posledního streamu a on byl hodně depressed tam. Že hraje 14 hodin denně a 14 hodin denně jenom prohrává. A že bych chtěl něco zkoušet, tam říkal. A že mu říkají, aby hrál pod turetou. Přichází o CSK. A Fnatic přichází o Ascent. Že zasadil proti sobě? Byl tak obvious?
But it also leaves Segetsu isolated. Now, they don't have a lot to clear him out of this position. A knife back online in 5 seconds, and I actually think that's what Chronicle just tried to activate. I'll have it online now to clear main. I presume it's where it's to go, but this time it's decided to use a little bit more shallow. So Segetsu strikes and finds one. They have to clear both players, then get towards Segetsu. Nicely.
Není čas, 3 Mississippi.
Needs to get it to half, and the jump peak's enough to pull him off the full stick. That's gonna be it. Time already gone. Even with Durka's kill, he will not get out of here.
Takový KD Meister, dá se říct. Takový KD Meister. Zdravím. Mám jako otázku. Jsem si koupil nový komp, něco jsem nainstalovalo. Dostal jsem permu, že používám nějaký third party software. Vůbec nechápu. Už jsem poslal tiket a doufám, že to vyřeší. Jestli nemáte nějakou zkušenost s tím. Mikis. To nemám. Ne, zvláštní. To špagetka.
Definitely some vulnerabilities, and it is direct once more, but the big question going for this, especially now they got the kill onto Durka already, the counter utility's been expended, you can see immediately, okay, we're not going to go running into this, that's one of the only
Vitality to pro nás zdrželi hezky.
Yeah, I mean, you're down to 1 flash on Zip, and Paranoia is already gone as well in terms of entry.
Vitality hodně špatný chat.
And you'd have to wait until the effects of the knife had already faded. There was no need to take that kind of a risk, and as we said, Navi's anti-ecos tend to be pretty solid on them. Second round, coming in with rifles, giving their economy a huge boost that we can see the effects of. If they can find this round relatively flawless, it's going to be hard to put them down to a weaker round for quite a while. Great start to
this round, especially
2 kills already going their way. Possibility for more.
Nebo?
Suspected lead to be somewhere here, but the smoke they thought it was safe. Proves not to be, and Alpha's picked up 2 with the
prosím.
This round is somehow
Patagode.
Yeah, that's not the gun he's looking
Patagode.
for.
Patagode.
Found the kill onto Angel as well. Now into the 1 versus 1. It took Hardest to
To
finish
bylo
it
jako.
off at the end. This round should have been clean. It should have been easy for NAVI. With just that little magic from Alpha, yeah. For a second we believe.
Musí být smutný, Patěl, že dneska prohrál. A včera vyhrál, ne? Takže jediný, kdo má 0-2 je Koky, nebo ještě někdo?
And it certainly wasn't that round. The whole thanks to Al. It was up until this man got involved. Up until he was left alone against.
This dude reacts like that.
Snapy taky.
Anyone else would be stressed, and it just cuts to Angel just
Jo.
laughing.
Vibing out.
Oh my god.
A jak Snapy hrál Staraka a Roba, ne? Ne, Spikea hrozně hrál. Joj. Pan Snapy. Bych si typu, že nestíhá pomalu ani hrát k Snapy. Kolik tam musí řešit věcí kolem všeho. Kolem jak Snapy nemá čas, fane, bych si typu. Jakože hrát.
That Hunter's Fury so good to get them an opening into one of these sites, or at least force people into more awkward positions, and just the sheer pace at which NAVI execute once they have that.
Jsem viděl, že on streamoval od jednoho místa a hrál to z druhého místa, ne dokonce, že prostě switchnul kompa. Nepermanentně někde ve studiu. Rabodík za ružičku, krásně voní.
Looks like they're second guessing themselves.
30 seconds left.
To je dobrý komp, Pablo.
I guess that knife didn't catch anybody. As we see that rotation continue. Durka's not going to be here to deal with it. Chronicle, flash in hand. Here comes the swing, but it's too late. Artis has already picked up one, and very
Ondřej, dáme potom 1v1.
13 health on Chronicle as he
Osoby, ale až za pár dní. Shockdarty dávají hrozný damage, kámo, měli by to nerfnout.
The advantage sits with NAVI, post-plant Hunter's Fury to work with as well. They can run that clock down. You already see Angel move back towards main for that very purpose. Durka dropped on the way back through and with low
Jo, Herďa hraje skvěle, kámo. Ale jako legit pro Herďu to je znovu zrození, je to úplně, na něm vidím, jak toto, jak chce hrát dobře, jak to chce vyhrát, ale že to je furt v něm. To Mafia nejde bomby, ale říkám těma, že Herďa value jako mečuje, ale 13-0. Ach jo.
Which sign, Tom?
The hair one.
Herďa je by far neskušenější. Abych řekl freeze a potom Herďa. Byl smutnej. Když prohráli, nebo jakože celý den? Já jsem viděl, když prohrál, jak byl smutnej, no. A přitom, on to jakoby moc neprožívá. Jakože tolik nehypuje. On to prožívá vnitřně hrozně.
This map's been in there a while, and they have been good at it every single time. And it seems like something they've just mastered. Like teams have tried to adapt, swap up comps, run.
Snapy před Herdinem, ne. Herdy má víc nahráno než snapy, ne.
Even think about the composition that was run by Liquid. We saw yesterday. The Bear was.
Nemá čas, když tam vycíčí Muffin, to je pravda.
13-5? Yeah, 13-5. That was the way it went. So we just know that this team loved to play this map. Fnatic have got to come up with an idea, something a little bit different. Luckily they've got two coaches now. They got their coach from. Well, actually, I don't want to. They did have Kojo. You know, I'm sure he was adding in an awful lot.
No, tím, že tady prodlužujou, tak nestíháme koukačku dneska.
You never know. You never know how much prep Kojo did going into those games.
What do we call the pause? Is it L mini?
Tím na Darkyho, neviděl jsem spídíček, podívám se. Areny bloku jsem nehrál ještě. Je to dobrý?
Leave that one on the drawing board.
Kapesník další, tak on na ně smrká, ale na ně smrká.
In that seat, or in the seat opposite. See if the results are the same as they have been before for Fnatic.
Pohodě, splíčku, já to vidím. Když vám se něco smaže, tak já to stejně vidím, chat. Tam udělat takhle v chatarínu.
Pretty passive play coming out the side of Alfier. He was way back on mid, avoids.
Já jenom nechci, kdyby někdo posílal nějaký sračky, víš, nějaký stránky, tak aby lidi na tom tady klikali. Nebo abych to nemusel moderovat ručně. Joe 6.
Okay, but he's within the site, but it's such narrow avenues to try and get back in that would be such a disruptive.
5-0 by the way, 5 adaptačních.
The fact is Fnatic are the ones having to try and find a way in. That's not the start we're looking for. Durka already gone. Spotting all the players out.
Přijdou MVP, tak to už je fakt něco špatně, man. A jak jako plentli zadarmo, jak já to nechápu. Není čas, co dělá? Není čas? Co to je? Fiesta. Fiesta. No man, neměl čas ani to defnout. Co to znamená tohleto?
You gotta feel let down that player is able to reside in Boathouse and still find that value, but they had already killed players on site and one towards the back. Just the assumption that they would be elsewhere from his teammates, and unfortunately that was the wrong call.
Nacinkal hezky, ale jsem mu vysmál, no.
But NAVI come in with a change of their own. Instead, moving quickly towards the site, and now they'll default back out to map control now that they've had that disruptive round.
That is the thing. That is a classic Angel move, which is just, oh, you've taken a pause. We're gonna rush B. Like you wouldn't have planned for that.
One suppressed.
And if you try and mind game Angel, you're gonna be in for a bad time. It never goes well. Aggressive spot. Zipper in an awkward position. They've at least been able to isolate that jaw. Better start, but there's a reaction almost immediately. Looking to try and run straight back in through short. They've taken that control, but they are surrounded.
Take flight.
But trying to fight their way back towards the site, realizing that space hasn't been fully taken yet.
Dobrá postavička, pro borce absolutní. Nemůžeš dělat chybu na té postavičce, prostě. Oh.
That's a nasty setup, and he's got the value for it. 3 kills with Spike dropped in market, and well, they might not know where Sugetsu is, but they can just sit down, hold this spike, and win the round on the time. Find all 5 members of Fnatic. It looks like there's no denying that. 6-1 with an Andalucia flawless.
What a way to return to the scoreboard for Fnatic. Doing it clean, building up some cash.
Já musím všechno dojít a přidat, vole, kurva.
With only 1 player actually surviving, it means that the finances are not perfect for NAVI.
Kolaps Denny, už zas.
But it's also a blade storm. But the thing that worries me is that so far,
Nemluv na mě.
really been alpha. Like there hasn't been much more on the board thus far for the side of Fnatic. Dirka's not having quite the performance he did, although I don't know if expectations can be there. And again, an immediate battle for space, battle for the orb. I assume Zippad's going to be taking it because the rest definitely don't need it.
Ní zač. Pepíku. Ty můj Pepíčku.
Lockdown for Alpha as well, thanks to his flawless rounds. Leave them in a position to play retake if they so wish, but the A site might be given up slightly, given up easily if it's pressured. Short won't be. Playing very aggressive. Flash goes through. Artis is caught. Boaster pulling the smoke out. He's deleted. Hunter's Fury.
Použmal se nad tím, to je jasný. Nabrat Bejra, počkej! Ne, to až tu neděli. Někdo to mi psal včera, že mají být nový Clash of the Stars. High 60. A když se nebude hrát Valorant, tak se můžeme kouknout na Clash of the borci. Pondělí, nazdar. Pojď sem, kam jdeš. A to ještě se bude hrát něco, ne? Ale pondělí jaký datum? Oh. 6. 6. actually se nic nehraje. To vychází akorát. Kámo. Co to je?
It's left all onto the Finn. He's been quiet so far. The first goes his way through.
Fnatic klasik. Můj klasik. 6. 5. 6. Tak budem koukat. Remake Markusovo songu? Jaký?
Let's get a replay of this. The first goes Artis's way. They pick up sight. They move
Fokus na hru, však jsem fokusnutý.
It seems like it could be a big problem, but Angel's dealing with it. Gets dropped by this man.
To jsou šoty jak blázen.
They have to go through to spot it, and that gives him the opportunity, but how he converts it, I will never know.
Darker go kill is back.
Derek Alpha go kill, no? Kolik má Boaster? 1-7? Pablo.
A couple of hero plays have put the economy.
Milo po 1-8.
A lot of ultimates used by either side in that round to
Teď 1-7.
try and pad the gap, and while Artis is just fragging at the moment, they're happy to give him this hero rifle to try and do everything on his own. Paranoia is good,
Máš to tam?
force them back for the moment, but they're going to try and
To je úlet, kámo.
under pressure. He's been
Kámo.
he's just not hitting today, and Durka can't save them this time.
Well, we spoke about the money-making rounds for NAVI, how they wouldn't be on a low buy for quite a while. Well, that was achieved at least, but oh, Artis is here.
Já má nohou bych to zabil. Přísám ti, že má palcem od nohy, bych tam vypůl to eko. A jí to aspoň jednoho. Díky za růžičky, krásně mi díky, čuskám. Skvělá polívka, paníkám.
He's 14 and 6. Like the thing is, if anyone else did anything a little bit more, can understand the reasoning behind falling back that little bit more. I don't like that sign.
Which sign, Tom?
Can understand the reasoning behind that little bit more. I don't like that sign.
Jakou sign, to nechápu. Kámo, tady se hraje další kolo.
Just run straight into mid with a blade storm. They don't have much to play with. Oh dear, that's not gone to
Nechápu.
No, and now the crunch coming in on mid. Boaster tries to make it away. A little bit of cover from Chronicle, and the Guardian actually does a ton of damage. Of course he
1-9.
2 rounds where he absolutely
Máme 1-9. Je to tam.
And he certainly would have it now with another kill on the board. Alpha's aggression
Crowdu tam byl někdo, aha. To neviděl.
For NAVI, there were no gaps in this attacking side. Even a push up on A, the one avenue that wasn't attempted.
Jaký fakáč tam byl?
The clock is still being watched by Shao.
Čo, Ondrycho, vypadá to zajímavě.
And that's the beauty of it, Tom. It's been 20 seconds since we've last seen any sign of Fnatic, and NAVI are still sat.
Jsem viděl o těch nových skinech, že můžeš vidět spoluhráče přes zeď. No, doufám, že to fixnou brzy. Jako Boaster dneska sype one-tapy za one-tapem. Tady mu někdo přijde pod crosshair, kámo, normálně ho rozláme. Pak ho smuchla, rozláme, vole, přežvejká na sračku, nazdar. No jeho i celýho pokolení, kámo. No má ho rozláme. Play of the century. Play of the century. Povedz ty.
Chronicle trying to save that gun.
10 seconds
Back in the good old days, man like Chihuahua would have won that clutch.
We wouldn't have seen it though.
Yeah, we wouldn't have seen that clutch. We didn't see this one. For Chronicle, 1v5, other side of the map. Time against him, numbers against him.
8-2 za atak.
Yeah, I think he's made the right call to sit tight and run this clock down.
Nejbere klemeny klasický Milan Bramburek.
Wow. NAVI went down by quite a bit on the previous map, but there was a little bit of a resurgence towards the end of the half. They got to 5 rounds. It was a 7-5. Nothing but domination in that half afterwards for Fnatic. But seeing this defensive side pick up the rest of these rounds,
Chat neukazuje Stream Elements, to mají nastaven takhle, to je dobrý, ale to je dobrý, actually.
And the result is the same. NAVI able
Kde mini hra, ranked určitě.
This is where they get everything on the line, though.
Yeah, it's around where obviously you're trying something a little bit aggressive, but it's so well prepared by NAVI. They were just waiting for everything. Already we're going to see another pause. Both pauses already.
Pefy EU za 20 růžiček. Uget růžiček.
A 10-2 deficit. You're not going to pull this back. It's Navi's map choice. They're no slouches when
tak co bude 1-10? Bude 1-10. Can we smash it, guys? Can we smash?
The unfortunate truths of the way things have gone with a lot of these rounds being close, finances not really building up. We haven't seen the operator out for Durka at all. They haven't really been able to take any level of
goodbye is the follow.
And that's something that if you let NAVI have, they will take it every single round. And the problem is, the couple of times they did fight for it, B rush, A rush, like it's so difficult playing against this NAVI attack because they are so committed to whatever plan.
Má ulti, no, tak to dá ace, no. Teď to přijde, kámo. To bude klip jak svině.
It's smoked off, they're playing behind the smokes, and once Fnatic try to fall back, crunch comes in from market. Like, it seems like NAVI are a step ahead. Every time, even coming out of that pause that Fnatic called it straight into the B rush. Angel's calling a fantastic game, and he's getting even more time here to discuss how they're going to close this one out 10-2. A big lead, one that's tough to lose, but they still have to get there. With Fnatic, the ultis aren't fantastic. They've got a null command, but then again, Zipan has his own to fight right back, and then
Zipan.
They've got a little more to work with. Artis's Blade Storm, when he's on this kind of form, it will be terrifying.
Už má Bulldog.
Back to this slow, tempered approach. Chronicle has his old
Blood má Bulldog, prosím. Ale je moc dobrý na Odina. Ale má peníze na Odina, ale koupí si Phantom. You deserve to lose. Ten by tam mohl celou dobu fullit, celou dobu by tam mohl fullit.
I don't know if they'll clear both close corners. They have not, and that's actually just as the ult ended as well. Trade's working out perfectly for Fnatic, and this little trap play has got them their 3rd round.
Welcome home, Lucy.
Defensive side set up with 3 on the board, 1 more to be found.
Hello.
It won't disrupt Navi's economy, but well, you see the adjustments on their way through.
Odin za 4 jako bez pochyby. To nemá counter, to nemá counter. Ten vole, můj postup. Můj postup na Antikeo nemá counter prostě. Ještě tam seš ve dvou.
Easy peasy. Typically not with a Guardian to spam through, but he makes it work because he's Chronicle.
Dneska to byla sračka a je to za tebou. Teď koláčes. Line-up. Vezměte si to, vezměte si, zapněte si to, to byl dobrý flash jak svině, kámo, jebeti. Pixel perfect. Co to bylo, proč šli dál? Jsou greedy. Prasojci.
Maybe if Artis was alive, he would be leading that charge, running it down, spreading out, taking the mid control, cautious of any aggression up on A. I think Angel might even be using some of his reveal. There you go. Yeah, indeed, it's going to be the drone put through to clear this out. It will go across the line.
Boaster na 10. Nebo kolik má? Teď to sleduji, vole, ten Ahold. A je mrtvej. Tuhle ten play Boaster dělá 2 roky v kuse. Jako bez srandy. Smoke na main vypouklej. Flash ze zelený do shortu, teleport k tomu smoku. Furt to dělá, celý 2 roky, kámo. No má šel tam koukat celou dobu, čum. Šel tam koukat celou dobu. Ukáž mi replay okamžitě.
Yeah, this is a map that I almost feel like is getting to those old BBL days of just you almost have to ban it. Unfortunately for Fnatic, that they haven't played Sunset and it doesn't look like they're going at all. It's a nice initial set play, but again, I think it's just the oversell. I think they're so
Vidíš, jak tam koukal víc než do sajtu?
That ends up being their demise. Also, Boaster really has been having a rough time. He's been isolated in every single individual duel he's taken. And
nebackseatil Ardis, ale jakože dobře, koloval info. Respekt.
Moving over to the attack side. There's not a lot of hope for Fnatic to swing back into this, but I'm very excited if we get all the way to Bind.
To je za reveal.
I said it to Alpha.
Do marketu, jo?
He said boring maps. I said Bind's pretty good.
Ten reveal nic nerevealuje, na to mysnu.
So
what you're saying is he might have been wrong.
Čelko, Jack rozstřílečky.
We'll see. Maybe he's really
Inshallah, mashallah.
He's definitely had his moments. I don't think they'd have 3 rounds on the board if it wasn't for Alpha. Well, 2 of them. One of them was definitely Durka's.
1-10 je to tam.
If there's going to be a comeback,
Rohony, 1-10.
this team can definitely do it. I'd say they need the pistol, but 11-3 is their speciality. Especially with Mini back in the booth. But, you know, I don't think they're going to want to try that versus NAVI.
You never know.
To bylo za Vajeru. Pěkně, Luci. To je trapné od něj. Od pisálka. No nic pistolky. Ale spíš to jakoby je bindíček než pistolky.
This NAVI side is stacked up. It is the B site, and that's the opposite of where they're heading. Zipan does damage, but he's managed to find an opening kill. Nice work from Alpha, as he could just split this team up. Goes back for a little bit more, but he's holding this, not allowing them to rotate. And well, all I'll say is good luck, Xiao. The last man on the site, they're going to go pushing towards him. That's the only saving grace. The time ticking low. He's managed to find a second kill, but he thinks they're going the other way. It's a little bit unlucky. You understand it.
Booster kdy retire? Já Booster jede na Shanghai mimochodem. Tam nervík. Bych rád řekl. Nešedivý vlas a nešedivý vlas. Alfažer.
But why were the players running on the side, right? You can't put 2 and 2 together that quickly in the moment. Little misread.
Ach já nechci.
What would have been a sensational
já už nechci.
and opening the door. for Fnatic. Pistol round under their belt and the
Jaká
follow-up
hlava.
put them right back on the board, 9-5. Looks
A
a
vidíte,
little bit more
to je tím, jak ten Boaster kouká furt do Openu, teďko zase koukal do Openu. On nechápe základy jakoby FPS hry. Že bys neměl koukat do Openu, on to dělá furt, i když jsem měl v tom týmu v ranku, já jsem na to koukal jak piča, on prostě kouká do Openu. Já nechápu, že mu to nikdo nikdy neřekl, nebo já nevím prostě. Přeci to je fixable jak svině, ale prostě nikdo mu to jako neříká, ale já nevím.
I think that's the major danger gone from this round. I guess Xiao's Sheriff is the other. But again, it would have to be astonishing. Especially with how safe Fnatic have actually bought here. They've gone in with 4 rifles. There's no real chance to...
Derke to dělá taky totiž, Šum Derke dělá taky totiž. Jenže má dobrý raw aim a dokáže to odfliknout, ale Derke synchro s herem taky běhá jak prase, ale úplný. Co byl za reveal? Boaster kill scoutkou.
Sadly, that's all they're going to find, and the Marshal traded out for the rifle in the end means
negligible
losses for the side of Fnatic. 9-5.
Jako Fnatic za mě víc cheerable ještě, ale jako NAVI jsou taky super.
Otherwise, I imagine NAVI are just right back, hands on the reins.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this is going to be a strong attack.
Jaký kill?
No doubt about it.
Jaký kill, Jacobs?
To really springboard this, it's not going to be the end of the world, but at the same time, you don't want to allow NAVI to get to 10 already this early on in the
Glazin? No a to ještě nevyhráli Shanghai, vole, Jagger. Až vyhrajou Shanghai, tak co?
He wants to fight straight away. He's been spotted, but it doesn't even matter. It's an immediate kill onto Durka, and actually Chronicle got tagged at the same time.
Oh, wow, yeah, he's down to 40 HP. A big blow. Off rip for NAVI. As I said,
killy má, no? Co to je? To je za shock dart? What the fuck?
Got that precognitive skill from Angel. Lining up perhaps a shock of his own. In fact, it's a reveal. We'll see nothing but Chronicle down on 6 HP. He's thinking his lucky stars.
Hodně fresh.
Yeah, the knife as well catching alpha. It means there's not going to be any rotation. You've still got all of...
Radíme, co tam bylo, 2+2 nějaký, viď?
It's not going to be any nasty surprises. You can already see Ardis watching, waiting, and Boaster is just hoping for a timing, but you can expect Angel to have pushed back into the corner. It means they can almost start pulling the rotations away if they really want to. Not seeing anybody with 35 seconds left, you'd expect, if anything, this would be B, but they actually went back the other way.
Yeah, NAVI put their eggs in the wrong basket.
Co tam bylo, Radíme? Západní Evropou. Boaster ještě žije. Naděje stále žije. 10 vteřin. Naděje umřela.
We mentioned the spike crossing to the side. In fact, it crosses to the switch, and it will stay there. Alphayer left alone, and well, it's a choice of NAVI whether they want to punish him or not. Looks like the weapon will be carried forward, but the rounds now sit double for NAVI.
Yeah, the rifle being killed off.
Hraje ještě někdo? Ne.
For the side of NAVI. Like
Nehraje.
On the board for Fnatic anyway, so it's not going to change too much. But yeah, the thing is they
tady se bude hrát ještě jedna mapa, takže neříkej hop, dokud se nedostáš nohy.
I like the idea though from Zipan. So they throw down the util from Killjoy just to basically deny him. He just walks through it and takes a kill. And I don't think they were ready for him to just step into a nano swarm and take loads of damage. Now already, we see this aggression again. It's going to be something that is done regularly by artists.
Podobně obojí, Rix, právě, víš?
There's no surprises. However, though, it's the swap up. You now have that Cypher on the other side of the map and a stack up actually more so towards middle than anywhere else.
I don't think that's going to have much consequence not spotting Leo.
Oh! Ale co, takhle se pikuje mid za sebou. Takhle se pikuje mid za sebou. Hodně dobrý.
Now they've got control towards the side, potentially just Ardis.
What? Nemířil ani.
Dash was perfect right after the shot landed. Numbers equalized.
Rigor byl nějaký bublej.
Out looking for more. This guy doesn't know how to back down.
Boaster!
Not able to spray transfer. The ammo runs dry, and Fnatic with that pick.
Oh.
I thought they'd move towards the spawn. Instead, they look for Artis. They find him, pick it up, and Zipan flashing a little bit early gives away.
Boaster! Boaster 1-1.
It's down to Shao and Boaster. The Omen head to head. One of them had a little bit of an
Odportí
easier
zpátky do
series so
mainu.
far than the other.
Dej kurz mu prdel. Čekaj, na portík tiketu, na portík tiketu. Ne, moc daleko už. Pozdě. To je za crosshair. To je crosshair, kdybys byl Keiko, to potřebuje nejlepší aim na světě s tím crosshairem. Obral se do toho smoku, a to je jiný smoke.
Boaster is just homed in on that smoke, waiting.
Ne, Boaster ne. Boaster! Co je? Co je? Ale co je?
Beautiful play from the IGL Fnatic. Look at the posture of Shao. I've never seen him so
he is always lounging.
That is impressive. Even now, even in the 1v1, he doesn't sit up.
Bro, uvařil, ale stejně prohraju tu mapu.
I got this. Not this time. Good paranoia, no follow-up. This is insane. The fact that they don't get hit by the flash, the fact there's a reactive paranoia, and he's ahead of it. And what a way to win out the round for Boaster. He's had a slow start. In fact, that 3K doubled his kills on this map so far.
Čau Twisto, děkuju. To jsem rád. Cením Twisto, ahoj Vojta. Krásné, krásné, krásné chlapy. A teďka to můžu prodat ty Fnatic už. Shortky zajebal. Jako už je počasíčko na shortky, no.
Every single NAVI player currently on one side of the map. You expect though with the weaker finances that Fnatic are going to do their due diligence, they'll take their time. Okay. Normally Alpha's the one
to za open vždycky, úplně random openy.
That actually cuts off one side of the map for them. You're only going to see artists go back to just jump spotting mid, but they are now making their way further towards that stack. If they push into this, it could be huge problems for Fnatic.
Oh.
Well, not a big problem taking Zipan down, but yeah, the numbers what make this so terrifying.
Tak divná mapa, vole, to je zase normálně. Nejde mapa, vole, nevidí. Oni prohrajou proti Lobaji normálně. Boaster žije. Boaster další kill. Co je? Prohrali kolo, to je jedno má kill.
NAVI do it again with the weaker weapons.
Yeah, they're just able to sell the ruse that there was no one there. Pretty much every player, I think, bar Shao dodging the drone. You can understand Durka's response. Okay, I clear this man out, I win, and instead he dashes right into Angel.
Nemohej dešíček na Aleška.
That's a free kill again. It just Artist not missing shots. He hasn't been this whole map. 21 and 11. It has been a display of the duelists throughout these series so far.
Showster není poslední už. Showster Daupters. Jak to říkal Pablo, že má pod 10? Pod 10 má tu sázku? Ty vole. 3 killy, vole, 2 kola poma. Cykle by mohl, vole. Cykle by mohl. Ne. Ano. Boaster. Ještě 2. Ještě 2, jdi si pro ně, vole.
And with damage done, it might look a little bit easier, but when you see those guns in firing squad positions, there's not to do.
Jaký byl pocit, že jsi hrál s Benjim?
For Thrifty traded out 11-7. The gap is 4, but if they keep trading back and forth, NAVI will be closing this out with 2.
No,
it's a very aggressive stance for a round where you know your opponents don't have finances. Like, this was so risky from the side of NAVI. The double push-up up against that Blade Storm gave them an opener, and then from there on out, it just sure that any of the cheeky plays just
Jako Benji zajímavý cool chlap, ale v tu dobu, když jsme spolu hráli, tak prostě jsme byli teammatey. Tak to byl pocit, že jsme teammatey.
The back and forth has meant that each time they're getting a slightly better weak purchase, and they do have themselves a fair few ults to play with. Only the Hunter's Fury missing Storm for Ardis.
Lepší pocit byl, když jsme mu hledali čubinku na Tinderu tady v Praze. Mu přeplo a že potřebuje si najít čubinku na Tinderu, tak zaplatil třeba 800 tam za ty účty píčoviny a hodinu v kuse scrolloval. A psal jim tam. A pak dělal fintu, že žádná nedopadla a příběh s klíčem a víte, vole. Že jim nechtěl ani odevřít. Normálně vyhánilo tam to. No jasně, vole. No jasně, vole. Tak která to schytala, vole. Tady, vole. UK rybičku. Šenkem, vole. Čau, Mr. Fish. Nebo tam byl s mým koučem, to je možný, no. Tomu by se to taky asi líbilo. A já myslím, že to je krásný.
Dominated around before. I think it was a flawless, if I'm not mistaken, when they had these, or very close to, when they had these pistols. I can understand why Fnatic are so slow at the start, but they're now starting to group up and look towards the site.
I wouldn't mind seeing them use a lockdown here. Honestly,
mám radost tady z těch emotků, jak jsou ukázaný. Tam prostě dva chlapy se pusinkujou tady na obrazovce.
And you already see they're using the paranoia
Oh.
but instead there's the counter the knife.
Jaký sova updraft a sova shock darty.
And that wouldn't have worked. Now again, they've already got that man advantage.
A ten je hodně ve stylu Jagger, ten emotek.
They've managed to isolate Ardis. That's the main one. Shot not connected either by Angel. This is Xiao, low HP with everything to find, and they've done well. They've cleared things out without
funguje vůbec ten tým Zeta? Myslíš jako ty Aziaty, ty Japonce, Loto, nebo koho myslíš? Jaký tým Zeta? Kam jde, Derke? Boaster, pomaž, ještě killy nějaký. Nic si pro něj, dělej. Boaster, do smoučku hodej, něco dělej. 1000 díky za follow. Díky za 1000. Díky za to Lambo, jak mi půjčil, vole. A nebo Boasteroval kill. Vyplatí se hrát 4-3? Ne, nic to nedělá. Denko říká, že jsi čilař a borec. To je jasný, vole, že on je taky. Děkujeme Denkovi, já doufám, že už může hrát rankedy. Už chci vidět rank, co mu to dá. Čau, Modrax. Počkej, ale já chci vidět bind, já chci vidět bind. Chci vidět 2 killy od Boastera. A bind. Ale koupil Odin, brzo. Brzo koupil ten Odin. Za defend to nekoupil ani jednou a za tak ho bude kupovat. Jo, Zeta podle mě furt funguje.
They've already spotted a couple of players. Counter knife. There is that lockdown, which is going to force them into more awkward positions. Nice shot from Xiao.
What?
They may just opt to try and play the retake from this position. Angel though is going to take down a second.
A teď Boaster do akce. Ale hrozně. Kam ultí? Alfa. Jaký hlavy? Boaster aspoň jednoho. Nechci ten bind, ale chci Boaster, aby dal 2 killy ještě.
They're going to be stuck at the back of the site, waiting for their opponents to commit to this. Ardis with an operator, honed in on this position, waiting for somebody to try and swing the timing.
Ty vole, to mohlo padnout. Ale čas už to? Čas už tíká, vole. Čas už tíká jak svině. Má svýho. A stíhaj to. Ještě jeden.
Will be heading onto the board. And Fnatic will have to streak 4 together if they want to take this.
Je to safe ten screen, Luci, co to je?
3 for Fnatic. Either way, all either team needs is a win. We saw it earlier in one of our previous series.
Máš kamínky? Ne, ale Pablo má.
For Heretics or else it was slipping away. Not the case here. All you need is the series and
No, to je moje. A tohle nevím, co je. Co to je? A tohle je moje, no.
Oh, I feel like we're rolling back the years, especially Ascent and Bind with these teams, with these players as well.
Co je to za emote? Já jakoby nevím, jak to jakoby existuje ten emote, Jagger. Poprosil bych ho nechat.
Pretty decent jet, but they were allergic to having him on that agent at times.
This is going to be roaming into middle. Look at the amount of counter.
Pane Tatko, a Verage, co je toto?
A knife, a drone.
BO3, no BO5, BO3, BO5 se jenom grand finále vždycky.
Don't want to face off against this guy. An early stack up into B as well. Same as before, but with all of the Cypher utility on the other side, you kind of understand it. There's plenty of delay.
No, jo, Luci, a to ty fotopé asi.
Even still though.
Ten Photoshop fakeový na Google.
Trying to bait out that they've gone in another direction, but NAVI.
Já budu v zóně tam. Není lepší nechat ten čert nad mojí hlavou? Jo, Markison. A tam nejsou asi fragy, viď? Když někoho to... Tak koukej. Koukej na ten čert, to byl dobrý, ne? Oh. Co se stalo?
With support on the way from Artis, they've got to deal with Sagetsu here and now. 6 HP and he's dropped, but the op swinging through. It spotted Leo, but the shot wasn't fired, not just yet. 7 bullets.
Ardis to píkne, Nazar!
Artis is here ahead of him. 13A. NAVI claim their home.
No dobrý, konečně na Bind.
And we're set up for a decider on Bind. 3 maps between NAVI and Fnatic.
Kolik měl killů nakonec? 9? No way, kámo. No way, že měl 9. To si děláš prdel. To si děláš prdel. Edging? Kámo, co to znamená, tuhle ty zoomer slova, vole, Jagger? Co to znamená? Co dneska padlo za klipy jinak? Jsem neviděl první zápas. Vygoogli si. Jako podle mě to znamená, že si ho tady honím, ale já si ho nehoním, jakoby. Jsou vlastně ty kči v playoff? No, koruny český jsou v playoff, ale hodně korun. Tady jsou asijský klipy jako samý. Nice sign. Reddit mentioned. Gosh.
What do you say?
The classic round by round, you know.
One round at a time, boys.
That's the one.
Stay focused on the end goal.
Světla je ta komentatorka.
Round by round, don't get ahead of yourselves.
Don't be shit. Probably that too. I'll take the fine, it's fine.
Huh?
I'll take the heat, you can't say it. You'll be all over already going, I can't believe he's disrespecting our show like this. Me? It's fine.
Huh? What the
against it, maybe not feeling the timings right, maybe not feeling secure enough to go for this.
Watch out, it's not the first time that Koi runs out of time just because they decide to work the map a lot, but hey, that play didn't go their way. Still,
co to znamená?
going to stay closer onto A elbow.
Are they going to try and cut through middle again?
Jak, Barte, jak?
Otherwise, why are you putting Gravino there?
Yeah, but look at how.
Aniž by to rozbilo toho meka.
And it's not raid, it's no other. All the setup is favorable for Casey.
They're trying to turn eyes away, right? They're trying to imply pressure on market, which is nice. It kind of like sells this flame, but
to zakleptuje, to úplně nebojuje z nic.
15 seconds. We're seeing the top.
Tady koukám na nic, podle mě. Jo, to je to, jak neměli čas na plentání.
You gotta go fast and rate. He's just laughing. You got 9 seconds. Find a side.
Jež, to bylo strašný, neumí plentnout ani. Je tohle dobrý kolo, ne? Tohle dobrý kolo včera.
As much time as possible, but they don't actually know where Boo is. I think that's the one problem. He's TP behind him. What is this play from Boo? He's managed to bring it down to the 1 versus 1. That time is ticking. Rian's has to peek this and he's gonna close the round.
GeForce. Předplatné. Jo, tohle. Že to budeš hrát přes něco jiného, viď? To je tohleto, jak si koupíš, jakoby, že to hraješ na nějakém vzdáleném kompu a že si ti to unideskuje. Je iPhone?
Where you get a little nervous if you're Vitality. This is now a snowbally round.
On si sahá na něj.
Vitality have to be happy about that. Going,
Na podložku.
even if they're able to close out here and go into a third map, I think they're going to be looking at how resilient they were coming back into the second map, winning it in style. I wonder if Koi's going to be kind of like defeated. They should have the no pressure loosey-goosey still. But I mean, a lot of these rounds are just not playing out in their favor.
Dobré Wi-Fi se, když se vypnou programy. Peca Retz, dík za follow, díky za follow.
He is the full stop. He will not let Vitality fall now.
Shrek's doing a Terminator cosplay at the moment, just
whoa. No sign. Nice.
Mostly here for Pansy. Plus Frax. Cool.
Nice sign. Good sign. Appreciate
Mostly
you.
here for Pansy. Okay, sorry.
See you, Steel.
Huh?
Only time Koi played it this season has been like a 13-4 loss against BBL. So, you know, let's focus on going forwards. We can still close out the series and maps. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a BO3 for a reason.
That's what you hope, at least, right?
That's what you hope.
Hoping. Yeah. There's some interest now. This
I'm
is where it
known
gets
as an
fun.
optimist. So.
Yeah, I've heard that. I went to Reddit a couple times. They always say.
Ten crosshair 16-4 hodin crosshairem. A to mi ho vymlaskni, vole. Ten crosshair. 16-9, no 4-3, to samý. Že valorant nejde roztáhnout. Kamo, co to je? To je za náhledák, ty vole, děsivý do píči. Co to je?
To prostě v sobě zpracovala a prostě si přiznala, že hej, nemůžeš zachránit všechny a nemůžeš...
Ano, ty hodně zachraňuješ.
Kdo zachrání? Nikdo. Čo Veskos? Ona tak vypadá totiž. Jagger, to není, že ano poutal to, ona tak vypadá. Já přiznám, že není nic horšího. Asi, nenapadá nic horšího, než si oholit obočí. Ona nemá oholit, ona má nějaký kurva, peroxidovaný, ale není skoro vidět. Nenapadá mě moc nic, co by tě víc jakoby vyděsilo. Na lidském vzhledu. Proč ale? A proč? Nevím, kde to je, jestli někdo víte, kdo to je, mi to pošlete. Lucy, kde to je? Kde se ptá furt a proč? Najdi to, prosím. Já tady budu pouštět. Já jsem tam na alert normálně, actually.
Play opposed to you, but coming into bind, literally anything can happen because this could be the best of the best for both of the teams.
Bind is also that map where Fnatic ended up
Fizzy?
off 3-11.
Mickey is Fizzy?
One of them. One of them. The fact that it happened twice.
Jo, asi jo, to je to starý, že tady to. Nebo ne? To se musí hlásit, ne?
was talking about it with Kukuka earlier. It's the fact that we're seeing
Musí být ve škole.
of the old guard with Navi.
Ukáž, jak víš? Víš nebo nevíš, ukaž? To možná i tady.
Vítejte zpět u Mikýřovi úžasné
No, tak to jsem zvědavý, jak tam vydržíme.
Pardon, pane Mikýři, ale mě není 8, takže za prvý nevím, kdo Physistyle je, a za druhý je mi to jedno. Skvělý komentář, Honimíre. V hodinách mě ale prosím oslovuj mým pravým jménem. Lorde Mikinsky. Já tě chápu. Teď si ale představ, že děti máš nebo jednou mít budeš. A proč? Kvůli tepelné smrti vesmíru. A proč? Kvůli druhému termodynamickému zákonu. A proč? Protože to tak funguje. A proč? Protože jsi adoptovaný.
A proč?
Tak je totiž jenom jediný.
To je pro tebe, Jagger. To je pro tebe. Ale jsi to pamatuješ, Luci.
Jiná věc, která tě zachrání.
To si dám náler normálně, nějaký.
V hodinách mě ale prosím oslovuj mým pravým jménem. Lorde Mikinsky. Já tě chápu. Teď si ale představ, že děti máš nebo jednou mít budeš. A proč? Kvůli tepelné smrti vesmíru. A proč? Kvůli druhému termodynamickému zákonu. A proč? Protože to tak funguje. A proč? Protože jsi adoptovaný.
A proč?
Tak je totiž...
Ach jo. Už mi chybí Mikýř Survivoru. Jsi smutný, Jagger? Nebuď smutný. Co máš jako ty za cross? Dvojkovou tečku modrou. Cyan tečku. Ukáž? Gecko versus Kajo? A Cypher ještě. Ani nemají Sky? Zvědavý. Chat, look at this, look at this, look at this. Look at this, chlapi. Jo, neboj se. Má to nebejt taky určitě. Koukejte na to, že jsme se dožili. Muffinskr, YouTubeový video.
Pojďme na 7. na Herďu.
Minulý týden mě jen tak daroval 100k. Měl bys rád, odběr, je to dobrý chlap. O, jaký edit, ale pozor. Změněne to. Sice se to video jsem neviděl, ale dal jsem tam komentář a like a odběr. A tak by to mělo být. Já myslím, že to je jenom sestřih toho skrimu, ale tam je nějaké edity takhle, jo. Takže se na to podíváme potom, Bart, jsem ti říct. Potom se podíváme na Muffinovo videjko, OK. A na celé, aby měl dobrý watch time.
Ready looking to try and clear that space. Of course, context here. Winner of this map is in playoffs. That is all you need to know. The other will have to wait.
Uposlave, díky za follow. Díky za
Fnatic starting out on the
follow.
attack side. That is where they have had some of their best performances. 10-2 after almost losing this map to Koi. Was how they
Co si musí koupit Bart, nějaký hubík?
See if they've still got it in them here
Jak to
already
funguje?
to build into the A site.
Viper wall gives him a lot of space, but the knife not going to deny the wall, but any extra entry utility.
Sorry, Jagger, ještě jsem to nevnímal, že jsem TikTok mozeček se to neaktivoval. Už se aktivovává. Tak jdem na to, třetí mapa. Leo Gecko. Udělej mi hezky. Oh. A to ten kompy minule nevodil. Mně se Alfa víc líbí, Alfa se víc líbí na Cypherovi, Leo na Sky, Chronicle na Viper. Ale třeba se pletu.
Already with 3 kills, it's looking like Durka is going to be that second punch alongside him. And Andalusia flawless for Fnatic as they'll take that first pistol.
Nice and clean to begin it up. It's been a couple of rounds like this from Alpha. Seems like whenever he's got this ghost in his hand, His aim is just dialed up. Nothing but headshots on those first two. No different for the third. Very clean.
Kámo, takhle cím taky, hej.
I don't know that the fake worked wonders over on B. The execute came in pretty quickly, but you definitely saw those players not being able to stack up.
Hej, ty Navi hrajou úplně jak silverové.
Time and time again, able to get ahead. Now,
kámo, ty Navi hrajou úplně jak jako ty silverové u mě na rankedu. Já to to beru peníze, jako. Vždycky lidi píšou. Hlavně na TikToku. Kámo, oni hrajou úplně jak silverové, ty co prohrávají tam.
It's an anti-flash wall.
Yes, the famous anti-flash wall. Pioneered here by Alpha.
It's actually named after his
Aha,
auntie,
Barte.
who is the Flash.
Tak to je blbý.
I see.
To má taky Mikýř nějaký video, jak tam říká blbý. A taky nevím, který to je. Pracovat rukama, blbý, těžký. Ta vola. Vidíš poprvé, koubecus. Tedlo, meta. To se rádíte zátak. Jakože od fontány skoro. Je ti projde skrz teleport. Barte, tak to najdi jinou metodu, jak se nainstalovat na iOS chudácký v tomhle videohru. Fnatic vola bug, jaký bug? Takže jim zmizela vola, už to vidím. Sorry, už to vidím. To není bug by the way, nebo je? Musel bych ji vidět znova. Víš co udělal? On klikl... On se přesně trefil do toho špagátu, co tam je, ne? Nahoře. Bez piči. Tam jaký špagátek nahoře. A kdyby to šel ten pixel, tou Viper volou, tak se to tam nevykastí. Nemyslím. Když bude nějaké pod tím špagátka, no nevím, proč jsem zastavil ta vola, musím bych to vidět znova. Shoes, Olaf Meister, Nun Meister. Avanzeru Meister, nazdar draci, jak to jde. Český tarík, je to tak? Kdy máte zápasy? Já to nemůžu najít někde zas. Nebo nemohl jsem pár dní dozadu to najít. Brzo to je, ale ne? Měl by to být jako za pár dní. Pondělí, to je co za den? To je 6? To je jako všem do Stars Clubby, od kolika to máte?
Trip has still not been broken, but eventually will be cleared. All it really bought was a little bit of extra time, as again it looks like they're going to go towards this A site.
Viking Guy, ten by to roztřískal, no? To ono mí.
Having that knife available could catch every single member. It's definitely going to catch a few, 4 of them. That might have to put a stop to this, at least for now.
Well, they're definitely going to have to wait out the suppression. TP available to go back if they wanted it, but I don't think they do. Durka already finding one nade committed.
Od 6.
Here come the smokes.
A to je přesně stejný čas. GG.
Well, he had nowhere to go there. Big swing out of Leo, flashes through, and looks like Artis wants to do very much the same. Flash out of the smoke, and oh, they were concealed, but Chronicle marching in. The molly almost dropped Artis. He's down on 12 health. Xiao is tagged low, and maybe
kolik má Boaster? Kolik má Boaster?
Be setting the first foot on the site, although with low HP. I've never seen Artis back away from a fight. Zipan down now.
Derke 6-0.
To do the damage. Here comes the swing. Artis gets them both. One shot needed in return, but nothing found.
Why?
His aim has been crispy today.
Why?
On the last map, I think he's one of the only glimmers of hope in the first map.
Jako skoro proti Starakovi, jak moc bylo to close aspoň, nebo to bylo full šílenost? Dobrý kill, Leo.
Well, a round where honestly it was needed. If a single of these shots goes amiss, he is down and out, and I think the round slips away from them.
Ardis.
Either way, it's not going to be too much of a problem. In fact, they're going for an outlaw on Durka. This is curious because he can still buy. I think he just wants that opening
Boaster 1-1
to try
má.
and get himself a showstopper.
Jaký dobrý KD.
Also looked at the credits in play for NAVI after that.
Dohrajete.
A lot of damage was done.
Zden
A
dost.
lot of players are left low, and in fact 4 players are coming
Tam
into this
máte
round. With light
ty
shields to
šachmaty,
play
ne?
with Angel
Nebo vy
with
máte
none
někoho
after those
pod nima
tags.
ještě. Ale někdo je.
There's a lot of potential, a high skill ceiling for
Čau,
Durka,
komentam.
who's 6-1 right now, and basically has a fast-firing operator for most of these players.
That's the thing. The reason they're pre-firing that angle is because
Kolik měl kurz Barte? To je halucina teda sázet. Riot prostě... Ty můžeš sázet na komunitní tady content turnaj, ale nemůže tě sponzorovat. Žádná z těch stran, kde se dá sázet. Mě matematika nemá matematiku, je v tom prostě jako... Čau nikdo.
Cam spotting another, that's 2 players around A. And the idea that Chronicle is in Bath is very much in their favor after the knife revealed him. Artis swings through to catch the kill, but no. The punish is there. The numbers are equalized.
1,46 live.
Plenty more players to try.
Ty jsi businessman prostě.
3 in position up top. Zipan not blinded, not even needed with Sagetsu's shots.
Asi jo, Kobe, asi jo.
Boaster out of position. He tries to take advantage of it though. Getting up close on the triple box. Opportunity on the swing, but Sagetsu was ready. Just holding the angle, expecting some sort of over-aggression and finding
Alpha je 1-4, tak to sleduji.
Alpha's the last man standing with the whole squad waiting for that peak.
Solo Kakajo. Je to divný mini. Nějaký komuniták se dalo sázet na ty Streamers Clashes, Dendo. Streamers Clash. Lolečko. Co to je, Barte?
And also, this round was again just down to Sugetsu constantly trying to trade him out, put him in awkward positions. I think it took them a long time as well to actually destroy Angel's cam. It was constantly there just giving them extra information. I love how we had to censor the entirety of what he just said.
I was gonna say, I love when you hear a player go, nice! You see him say 10 more words, they're all
Bych naložil na freeze, no, to bys ale viděl, no. Měl prej dobrý kurz.
Showstopper was online for Zipan last, as they ended out the round.
It's the same again. Honestly, if they just
Okay, včera prohrál, dneska ale vyhrál.
one of these rounds, he's just walking out to put that in. Darker, I think he was just prepared to try and deal with the trip, not prepared to deal with Ardis.
Never mind your Showstopper, I suppose. And the juggle of the weapons from Alpha back towards the spawn. Leo's on his way to pick that up. Which one's Alpha gonna give him? Ah, it's the Guardian.
We already knew the answer.
Okay.
We already knew the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of the players, though, not going to have the same luck in those fights. Like, just be
To
able
prostě Navi, to jsou Navi, Jagger, oni prostě hrají jak prasata.
It's not going to be easy. And you can see the second that NAVI have got that initial kill,
Proti Loba je ještě.
so ridiculously passive. They know that the trip has to be broken.
To, že play vyjde, neznamená, že je dobrý, no.
The thing is, he's not moved the position of it because it's only being put there for information.
A i tak hrajou ty Navi prostě celoživotně.
Whether or not they have to be wary of it, otherwise they can gamble, they can focus on to.
Luc to bude bez pročka, ne? Nebo to nejde? Virus! Ale tak víme, že hrajeme proti Cypherovi, ne? Víme, že hrajeme proti Cypherovi. Muffin už je YouTuber, mini.
Not too much for him to really do when Angel's popping heads like that. Although I suppose it does help that they can't bombard him with utility and get him out of the angle. Guess we have to give him.
Muffin jezdí, dneska stompil 1-1 tu má teďko. Ještě 3 výhry a je v playoff, mini. 3 výhry a je Muffin v playoff. A to potom začne jako. To už se mu bude říkat Sire, vole.
It's just these few little plays. You can see that there's constant wariness of where all of this utility is put into place. They have to be dealing with this. Again, the Cypher not necessarily the most common pick when it comes to bind.
Ale v té lize YouTuber jsem viděl.
Information play, like the double initiator has become somewhat of a norm. But they're still getting that. And the switch up
To
again,
jsi
this
viděl?
time it's going to be Hookah. Maybe after the failed attempts of the A site. There's expectations here.
Počil si Zurise Valorant? Let's go, už zjistil Cerbra hra. Co svitky, dnes začnu nový život. Jak já už to tam naspamnět, ale to už prostě... Já už tím žiju.
Soon the information will fall into their hands that B-site's being approached. Boombot going through, but they haven't seen the
Na YouTube prohrál, no, mini ještě, myslím, nebo to byly skrimy, ale...
Typically you'll see Durka
nevím, co dal na YouTube. Jako on je YouTuber, prostě mistr, volem. Já jsem šťastný.
And if this burst comes out of Durka, there could be a free kill on the corner, but no, they've decided to move it back in the other direction.
The thing is, you've got Zepan in an aggressive spot with his own showstopper. So you imagine the second he popped the same would happen on the other side. Thrash is going to be used to take the space. Again, though, it hasn't got rid of the utility that's waiting there. Eventually, they're going to go straight through, but already, it's actually going to be Zepan. There you go, the trade out.
To je divná hra jak svině, tohleto. Alfire.
That's exactly what has turned this round on his head.
Nebejt Alfire, tak...
But Alfire is still there.
Couldn't even get the thrash through thanks to a brilliantly placed knife coming out of
Ulti na
Artis,
za 3.
perfectly timed as well.
Pěkné levou ultinou.
Xiao.
Jo.
Got an angle there, making a little bit of noise. Thrash part
Není
2,
to
this
OP,
time it's Combo,
neboj
they're chasing him down,
se.
running it, but Xiao's there to protect. Flash goes in, doesn't go all the way, and Alpha realizes he doesn't want to get over aggressive.
Jako plně by to stihl, vole. Plně by ho stihl zabít, než by umřel.
Maybe not. Artis is in with 2. Alpha, the last man standing, suppressed as well.
Tak se Alpha má dělat, jako. Co po něm chtěj? Můžou mu pomoct už.
For NAVI, now double that of their opponents, and another fantastic round from Artis. Not just in the dueling, the early utility was perfect, but the late round impact immeasurable.
Yeah, I think this was just a really good setup in general from the side of NAVI.
In general.
Trips there for the initial contact. That is
Ale
the
se
first
go
time we've seen
vaxík.
them place that utility
O, co dal ten Ardis, ale.
on the map, a read onto the ults that were there. Then, as you said, the quick rotation from KO to deny them other utility that was being expended, and then just having the showstopper. Like, the rest of the players can't push in from long because he could just blast the entire team. So they are stuck
Já
in the
souhlasím, Barte.
The only thing that almost saved them was Alpha.
A ještě by zaflosoval, ale.
Kills on the entry made that round even remotely competitive, and as you said,
A editnul ten floss.
I love this synchronized Baby Bay from the coaching staff. It's perfect. Nice. As we see NAVI now set up in a prime position. Weak credits.
Se to si mi nevím, jak tančí tohle třeba.
Still a little bit of dueling ability, and those stingers can be dangerous. And a Viper's Pit, well, if a plan comes in, that could definitely turn the tide of the round.
There. Wait, it's not destroyed it?
No.
They're trying to use a blast back to get rid of the utility, and it just has not worked. So if he tries to now go through this, he's still going to get caught. It's just irritating. Again, this is a lot of what Angel would do. He's just trying to be as annoying as possible. It was the same with his Gecko.
Nevidíš emoty?
Ridiculous plays. And well, the trip is going to be hit.
To snad ne.
It's not broken. Wow.
Alfire minus, kolo minus. Musíš nainstalovat 7 TV, 7 televizí, abys viděl, kamo, bez toho ten Twitch je úplně nuda. Mini, bez toho ten Twitch je úplně nuda jak svině. Nainstaluj si to hned, to je za 3 vteřiny. Jako Jagger píše emote, Jagger nepíše FR, on píše emote.
Great response from NAVI, patient as they could see Fnatic.
Vidíš to tady?
And unwavering into
Tady máš ty emoty.
5 in a row. There's a timeout from Fnatic, and exactly like you say, Tom, there had to be.
Yeah, they're starting to fall into every single trap that's being played. I don't mind the idea from
Měl by mě vidět emoji pořád. Kámo.
Just every single time there's
emoji jsou život.
NAVI have had the counter. And again, we've seen a couple of teams do this now, where a Cypher has been thrown into a map where it's not the most common, but you're witnessing the reason that it's there. And I think that's something I've been enjoying over the last couple of days, is just how these sort of niche agents, or maybe not niche in the form of Cypher, but other agents as well, are being utilized to just irritate.
Nebudeš asi na subsadačky, ne?
Just putting this utility into position, and it's something that you can
Mini emote, co jsem poslal, jo, máme nás vlastně emotek.
I've got to throw a blast back, I've got to throw in the tiger, I've got to do this, because otherwise I'm going to run into the trip. And in the meantime, you're trying to deal with Angel, and every other member of NAVI is going, well, if they're trying to deal with him, I can just spam the smoke, I can just run it down, I can just swing an angle with a flash. Like, it just makes things easier for everyone else.
Krásný, ukáž, že tam máš ještě.
Tough for Fnatic at this stage.
Bucher má z anime ukradený, jo, takhle.
For Fnatic is post plants. Their post plants on this map in general have always been incredible. Well, the last few rounds they haven't even got close to getting a plant.
Nějaká čubinka tam.
I mean, Navi, just looking at that timeline.
Scream one top. Viděl jsem vám tam na rastu?
Feels like a lot of those. Yeah, a lot of the kills are already coming in on the way to the site. They're picking them off, leaving Navi with advantages late in the round that they're capitalizing on.
Senzárnek.
Navi, defensive side, and looking to push up and take control over bat. Same trap put.
Počkej, to je minio emote? No ne, to je minio emote, do píče, co to je? Já jsem to nějaký twitchovej. Proč to máš jako donut? Proč máš všechno jako donut? Mini.
It's again another idea of just them trying
The
to push them
Simpsons.
into Angel's utility.
No,
Like,
ne,
there's
asi
so many
Jagger.
ideas based around this awkward cam positions as well, and then even just a three-man
The
stand-up. The thing here though
Simpsons.
is the odds. Like if
2017, ale tak jak by co to bylo? Jaký byl ten lore zatím, že to máš jako donut?
which is always so good for just forcing
Je
players.
z někoho něco ukradl, jenom nějaký stokovej ten, jo?
How Xiao actually plans to get out of this one.
Dva emoty.
Things go wrong.
Something terrifying about Angel on the Cypher as well. Having all that time to sit back and calm, look in his camera, spotting them on the cross. There's two on their way over.
Ano, jsou hezký. Hezky si je ukradl.
Navi have given up that control, playing on the backside instead. Angel wants to keep
Někde z nějakýmu creatorovi na internetu.
He's pushed out by the orbital strike, and Angel's here.
Kámo, co dělá se?
All the control, grabbing the ult for information, and with 14 seconds left, you can't even
Jak musel mít suby, ne, Mini? Musel mít suby na fonku.
for you. There's the attempt at it, but the shots are fired back immediately. No space for Fnatic on
Chlap
this
má
A
partnera,
side, thanks to Angel.
ale má emotky prostě.
The defensive side's running away with it.
Every time they do well on this map, I see him pick an agent and I go, surely that's not going to be good. And then it's the difference maker. It was the same with this Gecko.
Já nikdy nebyl na content. Doslova se byl Leoš Mareš Enterprise.
Playing basically entry. This time,
Když dělali Fortnite.
Cypher again just hits the timing perfectly, gets his ultimate, reveals everyone. As you said, it's just too disruptive. Like, the guys on Fnatic would have to take the biggest risk of all time of planting while they're visible through a smoke. It's just not going to happen. And while the ult was committed as well in the orbital strike from Boaster, it achieves something but very little in the grand scheme of things. 6 rounds in a row now for the side of NAVI. We don't normally sing the praises of their defense, and well, we talk about this man being hit and miss, but so far it's been nothing but hits.
All right, he took back a trap earlier on to place that one.
Camera taken out.
I mean, I can't question what the hell is going on inside Angel's brain, but I wish I understood it.
Musím trochu slumit, vole, abych tady neřval v 50.
Okay, no, that was too much.
Stane se.
That flash, just a second too early, maybe a little more.
Oh, they've thrown out Thrash here. Fnatic believing they can take this round home. It's going to be returned to Leo. Sugetsu has got this timing spot on.
Šušmecu. Si dozad. Ale nemá disciplínu jak papagot. Boaster clutch. Boaster clutch jak za mladá. Už má 3 fragy, vole. A je mrtvej. Doplantoval bych to, no. Vyhraješ to tím plantem, neboj se.
for NAVI. No
To nevím, Luci, kde jsi psala, já jsem, no, když tam budu já, nebo nevím. Já jsem psal 11:20.
With such an aggressive lead, you have to hope that for Fnatic they've got some fun.
Fnatic by se hodil win. Fnatic, když prohrajou, tak je to možná finito.
In the first map.
Něco takového, Luci, něco
Fnatic need to
takového.
do the same. Viper's Pit still there. Seeker's still there, but post plans for Fnatic, they haven't been there.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning as well that
Čau,
although
Ezin.
a win for either side will get them qualification, I do feel like Fnatic might be in a slightly more dangerous spot. I think Navi,
Pro Navi, co pro Navi? No Navi, když vyhrajou, tak jsou playoff. Navi, když prohrajou, tak jsou nejspíš v prdeli.
Whereas for Fnatic, there's still a few teams that could make it through. Nonetheless, it's not over yet, but that's not the start they were looking for already.
Derky dostal spam do smoučku prostě.
Put them at a man disadvantage once again.
Já to buď a ne, úplně nevím, kdyby prohrali, tak furt jsou ještě v pohodě.
Not a good round from him here as he's shut down early and they go right into the judge of Sagetsu to try and recover these disadvantages. Well, that's not going to happen.
Dobře, Luci, dobře. Kámo, to ani není close, to ani není close. A to byl špatný skyflash, by the way. Mafem by jim to vysvětlil. To nebyl nedočovatelný.
On the board, NAVI showing no signs of slowing down. Credits for the rest of the half. Ultis will come online before this one ends.
Kamíko postoupili, už jsou v playoff.
Well, hey Tom, they've actually still got their Viper's Pit.
They have. They've had it for a while now as well. And I think the most dangerous thing it's currently at this point is you have to remember the game they had to come back from versus Koi. Like they had a horrific time when it came to their defense. Yeah. Like the reason they needed an incredible comeback was because they had such a poor first half. So this is really scary for Fnatic. At least getting those last few rounds are going to be integral.
Hear me out. Maybe there's
Oni neví, co mají dělat. Hej, napiš jim.
To do the funniest thing. They got mini back.
Jen tak.
It's all adding up.
I didn't realize you were running the Fnatic Twitter account on the side.
It's all part of the plan. I was speaking to Devard.
Oh, that's so sad as well, yeah. I like Devard. You've taken his job.
To máte třeba NPC strata, ale neříkej mi to na ně prostě NPC.
I don't think I can do it better than him. I'll be honest. He's always got faith. Well, 2 rounds on the board for Fnatic. Here's a chance to make
Jeden se je přebafovaný jak svině za mě teda. To prostě, aby musel vejstnout celý nate.
Oh, he's in the right place. It's actually annoying me. Every single round, his setup is on the right side of the map. This time as well, they have the 2
Má trapu v kapse normálně.
Seeker's in. Already going to be putting in a cage just to allow him to escape, but he's still hiding.
A ten nade nemá jako na ničí trapy, no. Jeden sačo, ale když ho nenachargeuje, tak to, no. Tak je to sněh hovnu. Ardis má životku jak svině zase. Umřel, když ničil trapu, Derke.
But even still, they're going to have to stick the plot. They need to stick the landing, and it's not going to happen. Sugetsu's already dropped it. The round's already over, and now it's about whether Alpha can survive. And the answer is no.
Last round in the half.
Oh, this is not the way you wanted to see Fnatic go out in this series. A great start.
Já jsem zmatený.
It got away from them on Ascent. You always expect Fnatic to creep back up into it. But at 9-2 down, how far does this go?
Angel?
That's the thing though, this season especially, this has been the NAVI way.
Yeah.
They lose map 1, you go, oh my god, death.
On se nechtěl replenčit, jo? A ještě měl, nebo neměl? Čas? Nebo ještě 8 vteřin, ne? Když to začal plenčit. Nevím, nepamatuju si to. Ale bylo to divný.
Their series have not been clean this season. I think one of them.
Už nebyl čas? Okay.
That was versus Vitality. Every other one, well, they even lost last week to BBL. That was a shock. They could have been qualified at this point. They probably should have been.
Neblbé, že
But that was a match that we had already decided the conclusion.
Jaká kreativní trapa, hej. Kámo, to je taková kreativní trapa.
This time it's destroyed off rip, and so is Durka. They finally try to take the space to delete Angel, and there's two players stood on top of the site waiting to take a fight. Where's Angel, you might ask? Inside a smoke, waiting to fight, avoiding the orbital strike on the site. A couple of these players are in awkward positions, and Angel is forced back by the flash. Shao, only good for one. Returns an orbital strike to slow them.
Zdravžiny Dinkovce. Tady se hraje vaše hra. Díky moc za raid, zdravím všechny. Jak to jde? This is it? This is it? Fnatic, vole. Čau Petka, čau Firkas, čau zdraci. Ahoj tank.
With a pistol, maybe they can make their way back through. All they have to do is avoid going down to zip back.
Šlo by to netrounout?
Still a little bit to play with.
Ahoj
No
Zikmund.
utility though. It's all down to the fight somewhere that Zipbank can definitely find himself coming ahead, and that's why Fnatic were cautious, waiting till all three players could get their sights on that.
Vamos.
9-3 at the half. It's not great. It's not ideal.
Už šlape na Batista řec. Jaký má level?
Now they're on the defense, Tom. Anything could happen.
Tady se hrou totální bomby. Tady ty chlapi jsou docela dobrý, no.
That probably means they've been working on it. That's gonna be the thing you have to try and
17, ještě 3. 25 hodin stream.
Historically, very good on their attack. That's always been
To je
what this team has
magor.
thrived. Obviously, last time out they were running that double initiator. So
EPZ 10 bind. My jsme prohrávali 2-11, ale
the fact is though, for NAVI,
už nejde replikovat.
they are 4 rounds away from making it to the playoffs. A place we've expected them to be. They've had a fantastic season. It seemed like last was a blip.
Blip? Co znamená? 20
20
hodin v kuse Valorant? A co zase novýho naučil? Jedna věc, co jsem znovu naučil za těch 20 hodin. Linko.
Just as everything reset wouldn't be the worst place for it to happen.
Well, you heard Alpha in the replay just moments ago.
Kamaráde, to je full McDonald's. Full McDonald's účes jako. Mad respect. Mad respect.
10-2 second half, but there was a difference. The sides have swapped. Now they're on that tougher side. Making that comeback happen on the defense against a squad like NAVI will be difficult, to say the least. Add to that the form that we find players like Artis on. Now he's on the attack, he's unleashed.
He's already unleashed.
Taky nás říká, je tak. Je to tak. Používat na rejně Cčko, základy, zítra mrknu videjka na YouTube, ať to trošku posunu. Let's go. Let's go. Polentit nějaký komus, potom se naučil být Heartbroken Reina. Jak Heartbroken.
First mini, now you.
Pistolky nebo nic, chat. Nebo teda to po pistolkách. Většina 9-3 comebacků jsou z těch anti-ek.
Not looking to stress this one too much, not looking to overcomplicate it. 5 players.
Heartbroken.
And guess who picks up the
Chat.
opening? It's Artis and Angel. Well, he's keeping
Sice streamuju na TikToku, ale fakt nejsem takový zoomer, abych rozuměl všem těm spojením příslovím, ty vole, a tak je mi 22 let. Já fakt nevím, co to znamená.
So much information. Angel just about survives. Should be traded out.
Jenom běhá a čistí enemy, to znamená, že je Heartbroken. Počkej, Boaster kopnul šerifa.
They're going to reposition this. I don't know if they'll expect the late lurk. It's left on to Boaster. Just 4 HP.
Kámo, máš plný reaction time, vidíš to? On nestíhá ani to.
He's got to be careful. He's run out of bullets. They know exactly where he is.
Čím jak se hejbe prostě, čím jak se hejbe. A co dělá, vole?
I'm gonna let the old boys fight this one out. Some fisticuffs. And I'll just go and support Zipan on the other side of the map.
Firkas, tohle slovíčko na Twitchi se nesmím používat, ale je zmaten. Jak svině.
Unfortunately, the rounds won't be matching suit. Double digits for NAVI. Unless in the next couple of seconds,
Pohodě,
all
Firkas.
their PCs.
Já to musím moderovat jakože... Skrstvit. Ne, že by mě něco pohoršovalo, ale chápeš. Vogue doba takzvaně. Doba, kde můžeš být klidně mikrovlnkou. Co říkal? Že neviděl kam střílí ten Boaster?
Laughing it up on the stage. Like we said, you know, for Fnatic, this is a series that obviously would qualify them, and that above all else is the goal. But the rivalry between these two squads.
Mickey.
And you know what the worst thing is? It's been a while since Fnatic have had to deal with Angel. I had to listen to this guy after they lose to him. I think they might have forgotten how frustrating that is to run into him in the hallway after the game.
Musí spát brzo dneska, ještě vám chci dodělat aim guide videjkos. A dáme jedno asi.
And Eric will back him up on it as well.
Oh yeah.
Musí spát brzo.
The two biggest beaters in the entirety of the VCT. And they've got artists on their team.
It's always something.
Ernest.
When I put the milk in my cereal.
Prostě vyhořeli, bro.
Hello, revenge. There you go. Check your corners.
Well, that's one kill. Few more need to be found.
Hádám, že nemá nervy.
Yeah, that's also just a pistol gun. It's not.
Ty jsem to říkal.
For Angel.
Ty comebacky se stávají z 3 desítky, ne z 3 devítky, tak schválně, vole.
Almost the entire force.
Jestli tohle bude to kolo.
Onto this side of the map. Now the weaponry is still desperately low.
Nožíček. To portnou, ne? To neportnou. Umřel na nade, co dělá? Proč umřel na nade?
Desperate. They know there are players here, so there's not going to be anything missed. Leo is going to try and just round the corner, cause issues as they reposition.
Zvuky v hajzlu.
If Alpha had any other gun,
Ne.
maybe some belief. He's always
Kámo,
so clean with the classic.
50 životů jim zbylo.
You know what, Mitch? You can't come back from 11-3 if it doesn't get to 11-3.
Aim guide 5.5.
That's
Bych tebe to vyšlo.
It's all part of the plan. Many of us have seen Boaster in these situations before. I think he's just tired. The last picture he has in this situation,
he's just
he's got
tired.
new hair since then, new style. He's updated and he wants to show it off.
Wasn't the last one like a week ago?
I don't think we didn't get the iconic picture though, right?
Okay, because we didn't zoom in on his face. It doesn't count.
He's not doing the pose. He's not doing the pose. It's over, Tom.
Let's see if there is going to be a response. Already, Boaster off to a good start. That's going to be Zipan down. Definitely not as strong as up high. And okay, he's almost taken out Sugetsu as well. A fantastic start, but funnily enough, the danger men.
What is this?
Coming from a different position. Angel is one of them. Already looking. He's going to swing off this.
Zajímavý prskač.
Eventually falls back, and actually Ardus found another one. This is it. It's just falling apart. It completely falling apart. It
Mini.
started so well for Fnatic, but
To je disaster.
Spike planted. It's probably the right call. But at 11-3, to be honest, I'm not even sure there is a right call. You do what you feel. And if Chronicle and Alpha feel like this is the win coming for them with the damage that's being called out by teammates,
Mini, padla klec.
both decently low.
I don't know,
though, Tom. At this point, they've taken so long to get back in. The knife delays them. You also have to think about how much utility is still in play for Navi. They have snake bites. They have Molly.
Nebudou hrát ten komp do budoucna. Přísám ti, ten komp prostě jim to nesedí ani postavičkama. Přísám. Kdyby hrali starý komp, vole, jako hrajou Navi, akorát místo Kaja Sky, vole, tak to bude mnohem víc close. Někdo minus Fnatic, no perderka podle mě, vole, tomu nezvoní, vole. Kdyby někdo, tak perderka.
12-3. Now that's one for the books.
They'd have to. Well, you know what? Once with Mini, once with.
To ne, jako tam mají mega silný vazby, no, ale prostě Derka je strašně off. Jo, diffují prostě strašně často. Tyko měl pár breaker směrem, ale jinak jako, nevím. Boaster nemůže jít s Fnatic, ale.
as their life will be in others' hands unless they can win 9 rounds in a row. And I don't know if even the most hardcore Fnatic fan could believe in this sort of comeback. Weaponry's not even going to be perfect. Ult's not yet online, although Boaster's very close.
Někdo by šel místo Boastera, ale...
Or even breaking a sweat. They've been laughing, joking. The second that second map begins, it seems like they're just a different team. They wake
Nevycházelo.
up. Can Fnatic at least get a few more rounds on the board?
Just to have that better face about them.
Patrik na stage. Mini IGL Fnatic.
Only fighting for the victory. Those comebacks. The way these rounds have gone too, some utility here cancelled out before they can even get it rolling. Flash from Artis, space taken, but they can go back, and that's the idea. Angel is lurking up to try to find some space. Activated as he crosses through and takes Lamb's control.
Som by mohlo se navří, Som není IGL-ko.
This is where Durka could end it. He could stop them here with the spike on the ground. There's one already, and the spike is the next one around the corner. Boaster picks up one in the back lines, but Shao finds it. He can still step forward with Sagetsu dropping Boaster. Another falls. Out goes Leo.
To ještě prohrajou.
It looked like they could even win this on time. But now time is running low as the spike is planted. And Chronicle finds himself against Shao, Angel, and Sagetsu. Angel still on full HP. The Marshal looking to take down the Molly post plant. Double snake bites as well. Shao and Sagetsu don't intend to fight. That's Angel's job, if even we get that far. And at this point, for Chronicle, he has to find these kills so quickly. He has to go steaming forward.
NAVI jsou dobří, no. Ale Fnatic jsou underperforming.
The old kings from back in the day come right around. They take the fight today.
NAVI a fotbalistou z té mape. CEU.
You always expect Fnatic to make that comeback happen, but today
Karmín Corp, Heretics fell off celkem, ale furt jsou v pohodě, Fnatic jsou v prdeli. No. NA jako NA dominance bude jak svině.
Of course, as said, they have to give their fans a little bit of a heart attack, but the fact is it was back to business this week. Playoffs secured for NAVI, and for Fnatic, their life now lives in others' hands. It's not a place that you expect.
Fnatic můžou ještě zastat do playoff, když ostatní něco udělají, vole, prej, ukaž.
But the fact is, that is last year. 2024 is a different year with different teams.
Jako ty NAVI by mohli někoho diffnout z těch... NAVI by mohli někoho diffnout z těch NA týmů, no.
And no doubt, they are one of the fiercest competitors heading into the playoffs.
Ale jako crew, ale Leviathan, ty budou hrát proti sobě, ještě. Jirka Lňák Jarda Kužel. Jako dal bych jednu hru nějakou. Hraju za 2 dny.
Yes, that's right, Midge. I'm waiting with Ash here. We will be joined by Eric and Angel in just a moment, but first,
sorry. Pátý ve 2 ráno, tak to mi to bohužel.
But I felt like they just got progressively
nebudu u PC
better.
ještě.
And better that buy-in, they didn't even break a sweat.
They really didn't, and I'm so curious to hear from them on that Cypher change there for Angel as well. So I'm looking forward to the conversation we're going to be able to have. But I feel like also
GG's. TikToky, sníjte se krásně.
He was so good, so consistent throughout the entire series.
I YouTube si smějte krásně.
Just kept getting better with every skill.
Yeah, he was hitting